Good evening, everyone, and welcome into tonight's broadcast on Sports Broadcast Solutions, Benet Academy against St. Patrick. I'm Brandon Januska alongside my partner, Bob Vilsoe, as it is homecoming night here at Benedictine University Stadium. St. Patrick's Shamrocks will receive the ball as the home Benet Academy ready to kick this one off. There it goes, down deep, and able to return it is St. Patrick. Taking it over to the left side is Rocco Mertens, and he finds a hole through the sideline, left side toward midfield, and knocked out of bounds. Excellent starting field position for the Shamrocks, starting right around midfield.
What a great return. Went around the left side, got around the edge, and was able to get about 20 or 25 more yards. I thought it was interesting, though. We were staring at the game from the booth right here. It's a gorgeous night, a little bit warm, right? Perfect for football. Maybe you could use it show in the air. But there's a drone going back and forth right between us. It's kind of an interesting view, a drone right between us and the game going on.
Yeah, can't get a better view than that wherever the drone ends up over the field. Again, it's homecoming night. Great attendance here for the game as St. Patrick ready to start shop. Gardner in the backfield, the quarterback for the Shamrocks. He gives it on the ground to start the game right around midfield. And the tackle made as they start it with the ground game and their typical running back, Jaden Miranda.
So both teams are 1-0 in conference. They're both in the same conference, and they're both 3-2 overall. What's fun to look at, and we'll do this after the snap, is the Max Preps rankings, right? Max Preps is usually pretty good at projecting who's going to win based on those rankings.
Gardner in the gun. He has it, looks to pass, going to the right side. He has his man, Joseph Costanzo, one of his go-to targets, who has the ball near the 45-yard line of Benet Academy. Catch made, and it will bring up 3rd and 4.
So that's one of those 20-yard passes to the sideline, but only goes forward for about 6 or 7 yards north and south, so to speak, right?
Ball on the 44-yard line of Benet Academy. First possession of the game for the St. Patrick Shamrocks.
So we're probably looking at 4-down territory already.
3rd and 4 they give. And the tackle made, stopped by the Benet Academy defense.
So we're going to find out if it's going to be 4-down territory now. It's 4th and about 3. They're at the 42-yard line, 4th and about 2. They don't look like they're bringing any kind of punting unit on. So it's one of those little miniature big plays in the game early, right? If you get this first down, you keep possession. If you don't, the other team, Benet, we like that, has the ball, just shy of midfield.
Anthony Catrone, the back. Wasn't much room on the previous one. They are out there. 4th and 2. Ball on the 42-yard line of Benet Academy. No score as the clock ticks down toward 10 minutes in this first quarter. Opening drive. Gardner to pass. Looking toward the middle now. Rolls to his right. Finds his man, who is able to tiptoe along the sideline. Sean Kelly, the tight end, who was able to find a hole and pick up a first down for the Shamrocks.
He did a good job to break the tackle. He had the first down all the way, but then unfortunately to avoid the tackle, just barely stepped out. He had some good yards after that, after breaking the tackle, but barely got shoved out of bounds. All right, that little big play worked. First down.
Gardner again alone in the gun. Now Catrone joins him, and they give it to Catrone. End around to the left side, trying to get the edge. Stiff arm attempt. Not much there. A gain of about 1 or 2. As he went all the way across the field, but more lateral than vertical.
Yeah, just like that pass, it was more lateral than vertical. The defense here is pretty stout. They've got a 3-man front line, right? Yeah, it's very difficult to run on Benet. But then if they try to run one on Benet, then obviously there's 8 defenders back there on either side, right, rather than just the 3 up the middle. So teams find it tough to run on Benet up the middle or wide. So we'll see what kind of diversified offense we'll get here.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9. Gardner throws, and it's a wobbler that ends up short, intended for Joseph Costanzo. 3rd down.
Yeah, sometimes those short passes that hit the dirt before it hits the receiver is probably good. That was thrown behind him. If it had any height to it, look out. That could go back the other way, and there was a lot of different colored green stripes going back the other direction.
An interception would definitely get this homecoming crowd into it for Benet Academy. No score. 9:17 on the clock. 3rd and 9. Gardner from the gun has a quick throw out to the left side. He has his man Jimmy Haast, who brings it forward short of the first down as he's pushed out of bounds.
See, I think they know they're in 4-down territory because they didn't try to pick it up on one pass. If they don't make it, then punt, right? So they got half of it back on the wide receiver screen, right? And then they're hoping to get the other half here.
Stop made at the 27-yard line. It'll be 4th and 4 for the Shamrocks. And like you talked about, partner, the offense is still out there on the field. 4-down territory. They've already converted once on 4th down.
So they're 1-0.
Possible.
Faking a blitz. Let's see if they actually blitz. Now that causes them to perhaps be changing the call on the line.
Gardner barks out his commands. The junior QB for the Shamrocks. He has the snap. He gives it to his back, Catrone, up the gut and close to a first down. As we await the official spot, it's still pushing forward.
Yeah, it's high school. They're going to give them the first down, I think. Usually they're generous. But it's funny how you said up the gut, and I was thinking that was a gutsy call right up the middle with the run against that stout three-man front. So first down, they made both first down plays. So 2 little miniature big plays in the first quarter on the first drive were successful.
As Anthony Catrone, the senior running back who has been heavily featured on this opening drive. No score, clock ticking down toward 8 minutes. 1st and 10 from the 22. Gardner, another give to Catrone, trying the left side. He gets around the edge, cuts back toward the middle, and tackled out of bounds. A pickup of about 8 or 9 on the play. Another strong run for Catrone.
Yeah, they like those chunk plays on first down. So now it's 2nd and short. You get another chunk, right? You're 1st and less than 10 for a touchdown. So keeping it on the ground is absolutely good strategy here. Why put it in the air as long as you're going to keep getting these chunk plays on the ground, wide left or wide right?
Shamrocks are in the red zone. 2nd and 1, ball on the 13-yard line. Opening drive of this ball game, no score.
Whenever somebody says red zone, I always expect to see the grass looking red right there.
As this is a give to Jaden Miranda, who tries the left side. Not a whole lot there. As he actually loses a yard.
Yeah, still probably 4 downs. I mean, they could kick the field goal from here at some point, right? But I feel like they only got 2 yards to go, maybe 2.5, something like that. They got 2 yards to do it. My guess would be they'll keep it on the ground. So you put the wide receivers as wide as you can, take the defenders out of the play, and make it more like an 8-on-8.
Chance to make a statement in a conference game. Gardner has it. He fakes the run. The pass tipped at the line of scrimmage.
This is when the announcer has to say, should have listened to me and kept it on the ground. Anyway, 4th down. Now on this play, looks like they're bringing in a field goal unit. Is that what they're doing? I would have gone for it on 4th. It looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to kick this.
They are going to bring out the field goal unit. It would be 4th and 2. The ball at the 13-yard line.
Good time for a timeout. This would be a good time for a timeout. Talk it over. I'd like to see him go for it. I know you don't want to come up empty on a drive, but in games like this, 7 points versus 3 is a huge difference.
Now the ball at the 14-yard line as the official put it back 1 more yard. So 4th and 2, ball at the 14.
Now, I think they knew that if they didn't get the first down, they knew that they were going to kick. I like this timeout. Think it over and go for it. But I think they knew they were going to kick it if they didn't make it, and so that's why they went for it in the air to get the first down. If they knew that it was a 2-down or a 4-down territory kind of thing, they would have ran on 3rd down and then ran on 4th down also, I think. But of course, with the Catrone doing as well as he's been doing, why do anything other than that pass?
Yeah, you would think Catrone, with how he's been running the ball, could probably pick up the 2 yards, but it is a risky call when you have a chance to get some points on the opening drive. 7:19 in the first quarter. It's 4th and 2, ball on the 14-yard line. Coming back from the timeout, Shamrocks and Red Wings. Shamrocks starting with the ball. This is the opening drive.
I always think it's funny when somebody says it's a big running back. Catrone is, 6'0" and 195 pounds. Now, probably all muscle, because my 250 pounds are absolutely
a two-way player listed as both a back and a linebacker. As the offense is out on the field, but we have whistles before the snap.
I don't see laundry. There it is.
And late flag, and now 3 different flags being thrown down.
Copycat. I like these copycat referees, right? So one flag goes. Well, let me send mine out here too.
Want to get in on the action.
So it's probably a foul on the offense, a little procedure, bad formation, something like that. But they seem to be facing the other way as if it's going to be a first down. We didn't get a preliminary signal.
That would be a big call if it's against Benet Academy. And it is automatic first down on a 4th and 2 play.
Unfortunately, we'd love to tell you why, but we don't know. We didn't see a signal. But first down at about the 9 now.
So now Gardner with a fresh set of downs. Get to Catrone, who goes to his left and gets a little bit of space. Pickup of about 2.
So tough going in this red zone on top of the green grass. The green turf with the little rubber pellets that fly when you get tackled. All right, I think they just need to run wide. Stop going up the middle. You know, it looks like it's not a stout defense, a 3-down lineman, but the reality is it's very tough. Now, right, they got a 4th one in there, a linebacker on the side, on the edge.
2nd and goal from the 7. Another handoff, Catrone trying around the right side. Not a lot of room. Hit in the backfield, and down he goes. That'll be a loss on the running play. Catrone, for essentially the first time, couldn't find a hole.
Well, they were on the left hash-ish, right? So then running right seems like a good idea, but it was on the left, the same side, that Benet had the extra linebacker on the line, which made the play have to go wider than he wanted to and was able to shut it down. Now we're at the right hash, 3rd down. It's a harder roll to the left, to the wide side, but let's see what they do. I think if they don't get a touchdown here, you can pretty well guess that they're going to bring out the field goal unit after all. It would be my feeling.
Loss of 4 on the play, 3rd and goal from the 11. Gardner to pass, looking right side. He fires that way, has his man Costanzo, who's knocked out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. That's where they'll spot it, at the 5, 4th and goal.
Yeah, decision point here. You're at the 5, so you can go 5 yards, get a touchdown, get 7 points, or you can kick your field goal and get 3 points. In high school, either one's a guarantee, but this is just like an extra point, so you got to figure it's, you know, almost in the bag, 3 points. So your first drive, you ate up a lot of time. You said you could move, you proved you can move the ball, especially on the ground. You get 3 points. Not so bad for a first drive.
And it is Costanzo who just made that catch. He also serves as the kicker. He's out there to try to put 3 points on the board. Opening drive that took up over 6.5 minutes. Clock still ticking. Now the kick from Costanzo's blocked. It comes up short, blocked on the line, and it's still a scoreless game. 5:20 left in the first.
Yeah, those kicks are anything but guaranteed, and that's what we saw here. You know, the Bears won by a blocked kick. Right now, it's those 3 points are going to haunt them later as the game goes on. St. Patrick needed those 3 points.
So it'll be Benet Academy to take over after the blocked field goal. 5:20 left in the first quarter. No score. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone at SBS.
And we're back. Benet Academy starting their first drive, and it's Ben Clevenger who is back in action tonight. He missed the game last week against Mount Carmel with a bad ankle, an ankle injury that kept him out, but he is back, and we talked to him before the game. He said he's feeling good and ready to go. He slings it out to the right side for the first play, pick up a 3, ball on the 23 for Benet Academy.
Yeah, Diomede was the quarterback last week, and we were kind of joking, welcome to the NFL, you're playing Mount Carmel.
The sophomore who was making his first varsity start last week as Clevenger looking deep to the left side. He has a man. Diving attempt, Thomas White. Or rather, that's Luke Doyle, his go-to target. Doyle nearly came up with a diving play, just couldn't grab it. And it's incomplete, 3rd down.
Clevenger showing off the strong arm. Again, we were watching warm-ups last week. Now, he had a sore ankle, right? But he was still warming up in his street clothes, in the jeans. It was kind of fun to watch if you didn't know who the quarterbacks were. Diomede was throwing the patterns, but Clevenger was throwing the patterns at the same time on the other side, as a lot of coaching staffs like to do and compare the two quarterbacks. And you can tell he's got a strong arm, and it was on full display on that play. I'm a little surprised Luke Doyle didn't catch up to that. It looked like he had to dive after it, which tells me he misjudged it. There's no wind, right? But he must have misjudged it or saw the ball late or something, because he's, fantastic receiver.
Doyle, one of the go-to targets, the senior wide receiver for the senior Clevenger, who's looking to pass, goes to the left side again. This time it's Luca Diomede who breaks one tackle and breaks across the 30 for a Benet Academy first down.
Yeah, it broke a tackle and got the first down. If he didn't break that tackle, it would not be a first down, but it would have still been about an 8 or a 9 yard gain. But here we go, moving the chains in the 0-0 game. Obviously, any kind of score here gets the lead.
So we talked about Cristiano Diomede, who was the quarterback, sophomore quarterback, making his first start last week. That was Luca Diomede, the wide receiver, who made the grab for the first down. Now a handoff on the end around. It's bobbled and dropped by Doyle in the backfield. A pile up on the football as the ball came loose, and the Shamrocks end up on top of it.
Turnovers are the name of the game sometimes. So now St. Patrick is 1-0 on the turnovers. Hopefully they can make up from their perspective for that missed field goal. But you said bobbled. You know, it's funny how you said that. I think you assume that he's going to cover it when you say bobbled. It was clearly, you know, one of those loud fumbles, and that's just diction, right? But so St. Patrick with the ball deep in Bennett's Academy's field.
The ball on the 32-yard line of Benet Academy. So the second time St. Patrick has good field position. Their first drive started near midfield. They brought it all the way down to the 5 before the blocked field goal. Now starting at the 32. Scoreless game, 3:56 left in the first quarter. And now Gavin Gardner and company back to work for St. Patrick. Man in motion. Gardner to throw, left side. Matter right side going up and making the catch near the end zone. Down at the 1 is Costanzo.
Boy, I'd love to replay that. It looked to me like it was a touchdown, but they're going to call it down at about the half-a-foot line. I love that, to go for the jugular right after the turnover. A lot of the pro teams like to do that. It's rare now when you see a turnover in the any league and somebody just runs it up the middle for 2 or 3 yards. Here, they went for the long pass. It's completed at the half-yard line.
And the ball now first and goal from the 1. Under center is Gardner. Fullback in action along with the back, Catrone. But we have a timeout beforehand by St. Patrick. Ball will be at the 1-yard line. 3:35 remaining in the first. No score. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code.
It's first and goal from the 1-yard line. St. Patrick threatening. Second offensive drive they give to Catrone, who rumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Shamrocks. The turnover costly. St. Patrick strikes first. They have an early 6-0 lead, and late flags come onto the field in the end zone.
Yeah, you know that's going to be some kind of a personal penalty here. St. Patrick, I wonder now with that 1-score lead how much they regret not scoring on the first play, but it turns out because they got the turnover, they got the ball back in really favorable territory. Had they gotten the score and then kicked off, when they got the ball back would have been upfield probably a lot further. But anyway, it's a 1-score game. Now let's see if they can make this field goal work for the extra point, not get it blocked.
Yeah, just 2 plays on that offensive drive. The deep ball to set up the 1-yard touchdown run by Anthony Catrone. It's 6-0. And now looking to add on. As we await the call, there was a penalty, and now we're set to get this extra point attempt. Joseph Costanzo ready to try and put it through. And the kick is up. And this one is true. 7-0. St. Patrick takes the early lead. And now we have a field report from Sylvester Brady. Take it away.
Hey, how you doing? We're looking at that first drive there for St. Patrick's. They were very aggressive on those 4th downs, going 3 for 3 on those 4th downs. On that first 4th down in the red zone, they were going to kick, but a little bit of miscommunication on the sideline caused that timeout to be called. Then that's when they sent the offense back out on the field. So a little bit of miscommunication led for them, and then getting that penalty and allowed them to keep going on that drive. Ended up getting the field goal block, but keeping going on that drive. And then, we talked about Clevenger in the pregame. How is he going to look with that ankle? The drive kind of ended a little bit early, but he took a big hit there on that 2nd down on that deep ball. He looked to be okay, got up fine. A little bit of a limp, but he looked okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting always to see how things work out after a miscommunication that ends up leading to a Shamrocks touchdown. And thank you again, Sylvester Brady, our field reporter here tonight, for that update. It's 7-0 St. Patrick in front early. 3:31 left in the first quarter here on homecoming night for Benet Academy, who are back and awaiting the ball, ready to send it back deep. Are the Shamrocks.
Yeah, good thing for Sylvester. I didn't realize it was 3 for 3 on fourth downs. That's a really good mark. I thought it was just the 2.
Jeremiah Torres sends it deep and into the end zone. It's a touchback. 3:31 left in the first quarter. 7-0 St. Patrick on top, and Benet Academy getting ready for their second offensive drive. The first one ended in the fumble.
Well, there was the catch that wasn't made. There was the bobble, right? and really, they had that one completion for one first down. That's all the offense we've seen. So they really haven't had the ball for a whole lot. They're only down by a score. Even though it's late in the first quarter, it's still early in the game, so they've got plenty of time. But they do need to get a rhythm, and they do need to be worried about the Clevenger's ankle if he can't push off it and can't throw downfield or something like that. I mean, Doyle was wide open deep.
Clevenger, of course, missed last week against Mount Carmel with that ankle injury, and it's the same ankle he broke a season ago. He was a safety for Benet Academy and the backup quarterback last year. Now the starter in his senior season. He hands it off on the first play, trying the right side, and not a whole lot there.
And that's what St. Patrick has to do, right? You shut down the running game and turn Benet into a one-dimensional passing team. Even though Clevenger is good, if they're one-dimensional, you can rear back and cover the routes rather than worry about the rush. But you got to shut down the rush first. And so far, St. Patrick's done that.
Joe Salvino, the senior running back, 6 foot high, 190 pounds. He's back there with Clevenger once again. It's 2nd and 9, ball on the 21-yard line for the Red Wings. Clevenger from the gun has it. Fakes it to Salvino, now rolls to his left and is tripped up. It's a sack for the Shamrocks. That's Graham Spillman who comes up with the big sack, the junior. And it's a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, he plays tight end and linebacker and showed his speed. I was thinking, let's look and see. The defensive line has to be pretty speedy to catch up to Clevenger like that, but it was a linebacker and got him from behind on the ankles, tripped him up. Now we got 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. Now Clevenger is kind of back up against it, right? The long side of the field, the wide side is on the right, so I would expect something to be on the right side of the field. I'm thinking a slant over the middle. Let's see what they do.
Loss of 2 on the sack, 3rd and 11. Rolling to his right, Clevenger. He throws that direction, has his man tackled across the 40-yard line.
So you needed 10, no problem. Let me pick up about 22 yards on the pass play. Nice throw, nice catch, the roll to the right side. That's why you want the wide side to the right. So often you'll see coaches, they'll run to the left, so the wide side is on the right, and then throw when the wide field is to the right. Now let's see if Benet follows that formula here, if the run goes to the left, so he can widen the field on the right-hand side.
That was the senior Ben Albert who came up with the catch. A big first down on what was a 3rd and 11. Ball now at the 41-yard line for the Red Wings. 7-0 Shamrocks lead it. Clevenger to pass, goes to the right side. Catch is made at the 45-yard line, then pushed out of bounds.
You feel like Benet is in a rhythm here. They threw a deep right completion, short right completion, so they've got the defense reeling right now. They're still down the 1 score, but they're moving the ball. That's the thing. When you get behind, don't panic. Just continue to run your offense, move the chains, a play at a time. They got a good chunk play on first down here. Now runs are in play, passes are in play action. The ball's on the right hash still.
That was Luca Diamidi with his 2nd reception of the game. He lines up again to the right side. 3 receivers to the left. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 45-yard line. Clevenger to pass. Right side, going deep. And incomplete. Out of bounds to the right side, looking once again for Diamidi.
As he should. It was a one-on-one, man-on-man defense on that side, and you always have to look for that. Obviously, if there's a zone, you go find a place in the seam somewhere and sit down for the grab. But when you have a man-on-man and tight coverage like that and there's no safety over the top, you got to let it fly. Now, the problem with that is third down. The question is, if they don't make it here, do they punt? And I think if you're still on this side of the field, you punt. If they get it to the other side of the field, it's only 5 yards more, right? Then if it's fourth down, you continue to play video game football and run all 4 downs.
Minute 28 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Shamrocks lead. Red Wings with the ball. Second offensive drive. It's at their own 45, 3rd and 6. Clevenger to pass, looking to the right side, now throwing that direction. He has his man caught right at the sticks.
That was perfect timing. Man turned, Clevenger threw it. I think I would have been inclined to throw it just a tad sooner, but if you throw it too soon and he's not turned around all the way, he can't pick the ball up in the air. As a receiver, you don't look back at the quarterback. You look first in the air looking for the ball, and then your eyes go gravitating back to the quarterback. But perfectly timed play out by the corner, first down there across midfield for the first time.
First reception for John Erickson, the junior receiver who came up with that grab. First down, Red Wings. As you said, into enemy territory, first time today at the 49 of the Shamrocks. And a little bit of movement, no call. Clevenger to pass, it's tapped at the line, and will go down to the ground harmlessly.
Yeah, those are always so dangerous. You used the word harmlessly, but those go up in the air, and anybody can pick it off and run it the other way. And, of course, if you're Benet, just push it down on the ground. It's not like you can pass it twice and you're already behind the line. Just drop the ball and get the next play.
Yeah, as soon as you see that ball batted into the air, if you're the offense, all you want is to see it hit the turf.
Yeah, and if you can help it and play a little volleyball on the spike, do that.
Under a minute left in this first quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 49. Clevenger will take it up the middle himself. Big pickup near the sticks as he's tackled down at the 41-yard line of the Shamrocks. And it'll bring up a 3rd and short.
I have to be careful with this, but I was kind of refreshed. Even though he's got a tough ankle there, he ran forward. It wasn't a slide after about 5 yards. He was going for the first down. See if he can juke a defender, get around him, get the first down. So give Clevenger credit for competing.
One of the captains on this Red Wings team, the senior quarterback, now facing a 3rd and 2, trailing by 7. Clock ticking down, doesn't have to snap it. He will, though, and takes it up the gut himself near the sticks as he's tackled down around the 39. That's where he had to get for the first down.
They're marking it right at the marker. I'm going to go on record. I think they haven't yet, but I feel like they'll give them the first down. Let's see what they do.
Well,
if not, it's like, just a couple of inches. Yeah, they're moving chains.
It is first down, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. So the opening quarter comes to an end, 7-0. St. Patrick on top of Benet Academy. We head to quarter number 2. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Before you know it, you'll know my name and how to pronounce it.
You'll know the meaning of ขอบคุณค่ะ
Before you know it,
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Start of the second quarter, 7-0 St. Patrick, and Clevenger to pass. He's wrapped up and thrown down to the ground, but a flag comes in. Here's the big number 95, Jacob White, who got to the quarterback Clevenger, but we await the call on the flag, and it's a face mask on the tackle, 15 yards tacked on, and an automatic first down for the Red Wings.
Yeah, talk about getting roughed up then. So not only grabbed a face mask, but threw him down almost like Jim McMahon years ago, right? So a ragdoll fly, wrecks his shoulder on the ground here. But anyway, first down, personal foul, moves the ball all the way from the 35 to what, about the 24 then? So no matter how you do it, the Red Wings can't get across to the enemy side to the left. They're coming back to the right.
That's right, partner. And love the Jim McMahon reference there. Of course, quarterback of the 85 Bears, 40-year anniversary for that 85 team. Lone Super Bowl champion Bears team here at Benedictine University. Brandon Januska along with Bill Vilsoe. 7-0 Shamrocks in front. Red Wings threatening. Some motion on the offense. Now everyone's set. And it's Doyle coming across the backfield. They fake it to him. Now Clevenger takes it himself through the right side, has a hole, and is across, breaking tackles, and now finally pushed down inside the 5-yard line, knocked out of bounds. A great gutsy run from the quarterback, Ben Clevenger.
Boy, we sure got a good game brewing here. Anytime you fake it to Doyle, he's a danger to take it to the house, right? So the defense went with him, and Clevenger with the fragile ankle goes right up the middle and sheds about 100 tacklers as he got pushed down finally at about the 2 or maybe the 1 yard line. What a great play call and a great run.
They will spot it at the 1. First and goal for Benet Academy.
Now, if I'm Benet, I smash this in on the ground, smash mouth football. You know, maybe off tackle, maybe not right over the guard or the center or something, but 4 runs, get that thing closer. You know,
Clevenger.
Put the receivers out wide, take out a couple of plays, and run up the gut somewhere.
Clevenger has Joe Salvino, the running back, to his right, and he gives it to him. Salvino is up and in. Touchdown, Benet Academy.
So we're just a block kick away from a tie game.
As it will be the kicking team going out to try and tie this game up. 7-6 Shamrocks. Red Wings trying to tie it.
Like Troy Aikman says, you know, the extra point, the field goals, they never come back and haunt you, right? So now we're back to a tie game. That drone is now right above the cheerleaders. It's kind of fun to watch that thing go back and forth.
Michael Conway, the kicker, trying to knot it up at 7 apiece. 11:18 left in the second quarter. The hold for Luca Diamiti gets it down. The kick is up and good. 7-all here on homecoming night for Benet Academy. The Red Wings and Shamrocks. 11:18 left in the second. 7-all. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-9.
Tie game 7-7. Shamrocks and Red Wings after the touchdown run by Joe Salvino to knot it up. Each team with a rushing touchdown. 7 apiece. 11:18 left in the second quarter. And now Michael Conway ready to send it deep with Rocco Mertens and Jaden Miranda back to receive for the Shamrocks. The kick is up and to the right side. It'll be Mertens who comes down with it around the 5-yard line, trying that right side across the 20 with room. Tiptoeing the sideline, he steps out of bounds. See where they spot it. He got across the 30 and is marked out at the 34, maybe the 35-yard line.
That was like a highlight hurdle. Those of you who know me on the broadcast, I always like to take the score at the end of the first quarter, so 7-0, and then multiply it by 4. So the final score should be 28-0. Well, nothing doing, right? So Benet went the other way, scored a touchdown, and you know, obviously it can't be 28-0. We do have a tie game. That was a good kick return, but boy, was that fun to watch him hurdle the defender and gain some more yards. Too bad he got out of bounds there. That was a nice return.
That was the sophomore Rocco Mertens with the return. Sets up his team in good field position at the 35-yard line. Shamrocks on their own end. Now Rather, Gardner hands it off. Taking the right side is Miranda, and he has no hole. Tackled for a loss on the play. A big loss right around the 30, loss of 5 on first down.
And that's like a dream for Benet, right? You want to knock him back, make it so it's a long 15 yards in this case to get a first down. So probably puts the ball in the air. You have to worry less about a run. Something bad can happen on the pass, interception, sack. It's hard to make that first down. So that's what Benet wants to do. You stop this drive, you get the football back, and even though you don't have the lead yet, you have the football, so you feel like you're in the lead.
These are two teams trying to bounce back from tough losses. Mount Carmel took out Benet Academy 48-0 last week. It was 56-14. Brother Rice over the Shamrocks as Gardner fires across the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Dermont Hennessy, but the ball hits the ground. It's third down.
I actually thought he caught it. You had good eyes on that one. That was a perfectly thrown ball. There was a lot of defenders around that. That's one of those, NFL open type throws. You got to dive and catch it at the same time. Didn't happen though. So now 3rd and 15. What are they going to do? If it were me, I would air it out, look for the man-to-man coverage on the top or the bottom, and hope that the safety, look off the safety one way and throw the other.
Ball at the 30. Gardner to pass. Right side, incomplete. He was looking for Miranda. And it's a quick 3 and out for the Shamrocks as they'll bring on the punt team, 4th and 15 at their own end.
Yeah, it was good defense, caused the check down on the pass. It wouldn't have been a first down even if it was completed, but the long passes, they just weren't available. Smartly didn't throw it up for an interception. Obviously your little clock expires in your head. You got to get rid of the ball quickly before you get sacked. So here is the first punt of the game.
It sure is. First punt of the game. It comes in the second quarter. With 10:18 left on the clock, 7-all. The Shamrocks ready to punt it back to the always dangerous Luke Doyle, the return man for the Red Wings. As the kick goes deep toward Doyle, he's ready and will let it bounce by him.
Yeah, the key word there would be wisely let it bounce by him. Boy, I tell you, that snap, it looked like it took forever to get to the punter. You feel like the rusher, if he can get around the end, gets there faster than the snap did. But it was a good kick, took it a good roll, and so St. Patrick didn't do too bad, other than they don't have the ball anymore. Now let's see if Benet can move it, 70 yards down the field the other way, 75 yards.
They'll be starting, at their own 25-yard line after the punt.
But they have to feel pretty good about this. The field goal that didn't go, right? They were down 7-0, could have been 10 or maybe even 14 if they went for it at the 5-yard line. They're tied rather than down 2 scores. So Benet and Clevenger is doing a good job at this point.
Able to bounce back after the fumble on their opening possession. Now with the ball for the third time, a couple of men in motion moving to the left side. Now Clevenger takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He fires across the middle, has Doyle, who has the catch, and Benet Academy first down across the 40, down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, what a great deep crossing pattern to Doyle. It's never a mistake to throw it that way, and Doyle was covered on single coverage. So a perfect throw, perfect catch.
That's Clevenger trusting the single coverage. Whenever Doyle has just one man on him, he'll typically be able to come down with the football, and he did right there. First down, Red Wings. As they get the call from the sideline, now set up shop. From their own 43, tie game 7 apiece. Clock ticking down toward 9.5 in the half. And a handoff on this one. Salvino takes it up the middle. Short gain right there. It'll be a pickup of 3. Second effort, maybe give him 4 on the play. So a better pickup than I initially thought. He brings it to the 47.
Well, and that's what you do when you're running back. You're right, you fall forward on that first contact. You're what, 6 feet tall? That's 2 yards if you fall forward every time, right?
And
you only got to fall forward, 5 times to get a first down.
There you go. That's about what he did there. He looked like a pickup of maybe 2. He falls forward, gets 4 on the play. It's 2nd and 6. From the near hash. A lot of motion. Now coming set. And Doyle in motion on the snap. Clevenger to pass, fakes right, now rolls left, has a man in his backfield, shakes off one tackle, he'll take it around the right side, across midfield, still on his feet, across the 30, 25-20, breaking tackles left and right. Clevenger, the senior quarterback, brings it down to the 16-yard line.
Boy, I'm going to say it. What a great runner. And how many broken tackles has he broken today? If you do some kind of a statistic on how many times how many yards he gets after the first contact or how many yards he gets after every contact. I mean, he'd be racking up more yards that way than passing.
He certainly is. He told us before the game his ankle felt good. Bob, I believe him.
Yeah, his ankle is feeling good. Well, of course, he's having a great game today because we spoke to him first.
Of course, that's what it is, that pregame interview. And now we have a whistle and a timeout called by the defense of St. Patrick. It's a 7-7 ball game, 8:15 left in the second quarter. Ball on the 16-yard line of the Shamrocks. Red Wings in motion. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Before you know it, you'll know my name and how to pronounce it.
You'll know the meaning of ขอบคุณค่ะ
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for. And we invite you to welcome and extend student-like dream to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family. Visit AFSUSA.org.
And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing home.
Back with you after the St. Patrick timeout. Benet Academy threatening. It's a 7-7 game, 8:15 left in the first half. Ball on the 16-yard line. Another red zone drive as the handoff goes to Salvino, tries the right, and is stood up, tackled for a loss on the first down run attempt.
I don't like that timeout that was called earlier, right? So your defense is gassed. It was like a 45-yard run or something like that. So obviously the defense you had called probably isn't working. So take a timeout, regroup. It's a close game. A lot of people like to hold their timeouts to the last 2 minutes, stop the clock to get that last 2-minute drive. But sometimes your use of the timeout is better to settle things down, put the right players back in, make the right defensive call, and go at it. And obviously the play after the timeout was stopped. So it seems like that timeout was worth it. But now second and, well, still 10.
Salvino did get it back to the line. 2nd and 10. Clevenger to pass. He looks to his left. He throws that direction. Dangerous throw. Defender stepped in front, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I think he went to his progression, but just on the left side. His intended receiver, I think, was on the outside. So then he checked down, but unfortunately on the check down, there were 2 defenders on each side. So if he had made that pass, he would have had to have an NFL quality strength arm. I think he threaded through those 2 defenders on that one.
I believe that was the sophomore Emmanuel Day who stepped in front and nearly had himself a pick.
So Day made a great play at night.
He sure did. 7-7 ball game. I love it. I love it. Keep the puns coming here. It's homecoming night. Benet Academy trying to get some life out of this crowd. Tie game, 3rd and 10 from the 16. Clevenger to pass. Now he tucks and will run it forward. Shakes off one man across the 10, and he's tackled down. Big pickup on 3rd down.
It's a hard tackle, and the ground is not soft, so he was buried on his back. An excellent tackle, but he did not make a first down, and they are not going for it. Looks like they're going to go ahead and do what St. Patrick didn't do, and that's get the field goal through the uprights.
It was a pickup of about 7 on the play, so it'll be 4th and 3. Ball at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes teams go for it on like this situation, 4th and 3, and even when they get the first down, then they have to end up kicking the field goal on the next successive 4 downs. But here, I think I'd be going for it, 4th and 3, this close to the end zone. But here we go.
Junior kicker Michael Conway. The ball will be centered. Ready for the hold is Diamante. He's got it down. The kick gets through.
Wasn't pretty, and it was almost blocked, but it got the job done. So he did, like we said, what St. Patrick didn't do, and is now a 3-point lead. Good kick will take it. 3 points any way you get it.
Yeah, low line drive kick. It's 10-7. Benet Academy in front with 6:27 left in the second quarter. Here from Benedictine University, homecoming night for Benet Academy against St. Patrick. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Before you know it, you'll know my name and how to pronounce it.
You know the meaning of ขอบคุณค่ะ
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for. And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family. Visit afsusa.org.
"10-7, Benet Academy in front, ready to kick this ball away after the touchdown. Michael Conway to send it deep. As he runs up and puts his foot through it. It's a short one to the near side. It's caught by the short man at the 25, brings it over near the 30.
What I feel like is a lost art on those short kicks. Remember in the old days, they would get that short kick and some linebacker would grab it. Then they would lateral back to the speedy halfback. And we never see that anymore. That would have been interesting. Anyway, pretty good field position on that, the 29-yard line? So I think if you're Benet, I would like to kick it off deeper and cover it, maybe so they can get the ball more like the 20, maybe the 15.
We saw a good return on the previous kickoff by Rocco Mertens. That one, again, was to the shorter man, Graham Spillman, tight end and linebacker, who brought it up to the 29. That's where the Shamrocks start. It's a handoff to start this drive out across the 30 and near the 35-yard line. On the run. And that, again, was Anthony Catrone. He's been the featured back here today, the senior running back for the Shamrocks. They give it to him. No, a fake to him, then the throw knocked away.
That was a nice read by Benet. Went in late blitz, right? Caused them to have to get the ball out early. They had a man-on-man on the left side, deep slant down the middle. But again, to have caught it would have been a diving catch.
The RPO play, 10-7. Shamrocks led 7-0 in this game. Last 10 points have gone the way of the Red Wings.
Yeah, 10 unanswered points. Wide side to the right.
Hands it off again. Going to the left side is Catrone, and the ball's knocked away. Recovered by Benet Academy. That's Luke Crowder, who ended up with the football, and a big turnover gives the Red Wings back possession.
Another big bobble there, right? Turnover. So turnovers playing a big part in this game now. They get the ball on their side, on the other side of the field. Short field to go, about 43 yards to go. Really good timing.
We saw Benet Academy turn the ball over. That led to the St. Patrick touchdown. Last 10 points have gone to the Red Wings. They'll try to add on more after that turnover. Ben Clevenger, big welcome back to the lineup after missing last week against Mount Carmel. He's had a big game, including on the ground for the senior QB.
Let's see if he goes deep after the fumble.
Doyle in motion. He gives to Doyle, who gives it away to Crowder, who's looking to pass, goes downfield, and it's incomplete. Through the hands.
Yeah, unfortunately underthrown. The player that threw it was left-handed, right? So it just had a little bit deeper. It would have been an easy touchdown, but you're throwing on the run. You're not used to throwing it a lot, so it was underthrown. It wasn't picked off. But, boy, there was a man open. What a great run call. Remember earlier that was the fake to Doyle and then ran up the middle? Here, passed it, handed it off to Doyle, and then the pitch.
Yeah, going with the reverse and then passing it deep downfield. Their type of version of a Philly special, but it comes up incomplete.
And you got to say St. Patrick did a great job of covering it. Even though the ball, had it been thrown deeper, it would have been a touchdown. At least he was covered.
Now Clevenger looks to pass. He throws in through traffic. Doyle comes up with it and makes the grab for a gain of about 6.
Clevenger does have a strong arm and threaded that needle to his best receiver. So 3rd and a couple now. So I'm going to guess they're going to keep it on the ground again, back to 4th down territory. Benet with the creative offense here.
Yeah,
so what that play did, though, now it's going to force St. Patrick to stay in their lanes on defense, which will open up some more running holes.
Make it a gain of 8 on the play. 3rd and 2 coming up. Ball at the 35-yard line of the Shamrocks.
I want to say they're going to keep the ball on the ground, but at this point, there's no running backs. There we go.
And now Salvino does join the backfield along with Ben Clevenger, the QB, who tonight has been a running back of sorts himself. Doyle in motion. Ball was low, and it'll be Clevenger to take it himself, twisting and turning. He's down near the sticks, and that'll be
It's a first down.
a first down. They move the chains.
That low snap reminded me of that Detroit special where the quarterback bends over for the ball, right? And then the defense is like, where'd the ball go? And all of a sudden they give up on the play, but nothing doing. St. Patrick does stay in their lanes and does follow their receivers. So they do a very disciplined defense there in St. Patrick. They should. They're a strong team every year.
Both of these teams, again, trying to bounce back. Tough losses, both 1-0 in conference play. Clevenger looks to his right, finds Doyle in the backfield, trying to get the right edge. He does. Turns the corner, brings it out to the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, you brought up the standings there. Both teams are 1-0. The other two teams in the conference are St. Viator, they're 0-1, then 1-4 overall, and DePaul College Prep, they're also 0-1 and 1-4 overall. So this is going to be a race to the finish between Benet and St. Patrick, and this is a huge game that matters for both teams.
Yeah, both teams 1-0 in conference play, 3-2 the overall record for each of these squads. So we have a 2nd and 6 coming up for the Benet Academy Red Wings, who lead it 10-7. Clevenger hands it off to Salvino, who's met immediately at the line of scrimmage and then brought backwards. No gain, 3rd down.
Yeah, I've always wanted a quicker whistle on those pile-ups like that, because then what happens is the pile gets pushed back, then the whistle blows, but it's too late. Everybody's going to land on everybody, right? I just feel like when you stop the runner, blow the whistle. Anyway, that's just kind of how it is, right?
Yeah, they want to make sure that momentum is officially stopped, that he
right.
won't break out of it. So understandable that there's some delay, but I see your point as well. Clock ticks under 4 minutes. Clevenger from the gun. 2 receivers either side. He looks, rolls to his left. The throw is off the hands of his intended receiver, but a flag comes in. He was looking for John Erickson.
That's going to be a tough call. The question is, did he grab his back and spin him around before the ball arrived? It looked to me like a clean breakup. Yeah, sure, he hit him on the back, but I felt like he hit him afterwards. This is one of those you got to play it slow motion to see if there's truly pass interference. But whatever, that's the call. It's going to be a first down.
A big first down on what was a 3rd down play. It was 3rd and 6 for Benet Academy, and now they'll move the ball forward.
Yeah, that would be a good one to replay just to see, at least satisfy at least me, right, that he was indeed hit before the ball got there. Looked like a clean breakup, but oh well, here we go. First down at the 15, like you said, right?
Yes, ball now in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Clevenger rolling to his right, now looking across to his left. He finds his open man who will trot into the end zone. That's Luca Diamiti. Touchdown, Red Wings.
That was right after we just said St. Patrick is so good at staying with their receivers. That one, nobody near him. Just obviously he got lost. I like the way that the play design was made. Play to go to the right. They had receivers all running to the right, one short, one in the middle, and one on the deep side. But then obviously it was a plan to throw back across the middle, and if nobody was there, make that throw, and nobody was there. Perfect throw, pitch and catch, touchdown. Now that's widening the score here. 16-7 plus another extra point. He'll probably kick this into the next zip code and go up 10.
Chance to make it a double-digit lead. That's Michael Conway. Diamiti, who just caught that touchdown, gets the hold down, and the kick is through. 17-7, Benet Academy in front of St. Patrick with 3:37 left in the first half. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Before you know it, you'll know my name and how to pronounce it.
You know the meaning of ขอบคุณค่ะ
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
minutes left in the first half, and it's a 10-point Benet Academy lead on their homecoming night. Michael Conway ready to kick this one deep. 17-7 the score.
So I'm going to play my Joe accountant here. Pretend the quarter ends, the half ends, right? So 17-7, it's a 34-14 win. That's a pretty healthy score. 34 points, only 14 given up. Let's see if it stays that way. This is what happens when you're on your home field.
Conway boots another one short to the left side. Once again, it is Graham Spillman who catches it. He rumbles across the 35-yard line. It's good field position again, but once again, Benet Academy avoiding the deep men, Rocco Mertens and Jaden Miranda of the Shamrocks.
And I get that. They don't want to give up a one score on one good run, right? They'd rather give the ball away, almost at midfield rather than have them touch the ball. Very, very interesting, but the kicks are obviously short into the upbacks. So we got to go, 62 yards to pull within this two-score game.
With 3:33 left in the second quarter. It was a turnover the last time the Shamrocks had the football.
Yeah, no running back this time, 5-receiver set.
Gardner alone in the backfield. He goes across to the right side. Mertens has it out of the backfield and rumbles forward for a gain of about 4. They go with the swing screen pass, and he picks up positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, with 3.5 to go, I don't know that 4 yards is the goal there, but it was well sniffed out, right, by Benet. There's a pass to the right and just only 4 yards. Now they got the 4-receiver set to the left. Let's see if they run the same play the other direction.
Gardner now puts a man in motion. That's Rocco Mertens who joins him, then runs out to the left. Looking to the left side, going deep, and overthrowing it is Gardner. He was looking down deep for Jimmy Haas. Comes up empty, third down.
Sometimes you have to throw that ball so quickly. It was a one-on-one. There was no safety over the top, right? But the receiver was just simply not open, got overthrown. Now, when that happens, as a quarterback, you're kind of trained to throw it up a little higher, and then the receiver can run under it. But he was so well covered that was just, throw it out of reach, go on and get the third down play. But here they're in a pickle. They got to pick up this third down, or they're going to have to punt from this side of the midfield.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is give the ball back to the Red Wings. Blitz coming, picked up well by the Shamrocks. Now rolling to his right, throwing to that side is Gardner, incomplete, looking for Sean Kelly, who wants a flag, and there is one tossed onto the field, far sideline.
Yeah, that was a little more obvious pass interference. It grabbed the left shoulder, which spun the receiver around, made it pretty tough to catch. The question is, would he have caught it without that pass interference? Probably not, but nonetheless, the 15 yards comes out, and of course, as a defender, you're trained to take the penalty. It's only 15 yards, right, as opposed to a spot foul, and then, you live at least without a score against you.
Yeah.
So it's probably, in a lot of people's minds, a good penalty to take, even though it gives up 15 yards and a first down. But if that didn't happen, a punt was coming. So that penalty is worth a turnover.
Yeah, you get that stop. You give the ball back to this Red Wings offense who lead by 10. Instead, it is that first down, and like you mentioned, different from the NFL. Not a spot foul, it's 15 yards. First and 10 now from the Red Wings 43. Gardner gives it off, and it's run up the middle. A good, solid gain on the ground on the first down run attempt.
Well, and the fact that they're still running continues to keep Bennett's defense honest. So it's a good, good chunk yard on first down. They have plenty of time here. A bunch of timeouts. They're only at the 36-yard line, 37 maybe.
Yeah, plenty of time. Anthony Catrone was the one on that run. 2nd and 4. He gets it again. Running to the left side. First down and more. Tackled near the 30-yard line with forward momentum.
Yeah, first down. The end more wasn't a whole lot. Nice tackle to push him back. The chains will move. First down, the clock running. But you still have 3 timeouts. Or do you have 3? I think there's 2.
Shamrocks have called 1 so far. As they have the ball 1st and 10 from the 31. And now a timeout called by the defense of Benet Academy.
Another good timeout. Again, make sure your defense is set. You're giving up some yards. They're on the move. They're only 30 yards away. 2 minutes to go for a score. So probably a wise timeout to make sure you got your defense set. The ball on the left hash. So, St. Patrick could roll out to the right with lots of real estate. So we'll see if that's what they call on first down. They've got plenty of time. Sometimes in this situation, too, you don't want to score too soon, but I think they're going to, be lucky to get in the end zone any old way. Maybe lucky is not the right word, but they want to get it in the end zone any old way with any amount of time left.
And before we come back from this timeout, let's send it to the field reporter, Sylvester Brady, with a feature.
Hello, yeah. Looking at Ben Clevenger, we talked about how that's going to be a big X factor for Benet, is whether or not his legs are good or not. And he looked great. You know, he had those 2 long runs. He looked great. He was sitting with the trainer after he took one big hit late in that quarter, but he looked good. Frustrations over there on that Shamrock sidelines. David Foloruncho, number 36, that big lineman for the Shamrocks, yelled an expletive and threw his helmet down on that sideline.
As Gardner to pass deep to the right side, contact made. Intended receiver was Timmy Shayer, and that'll bring out the laundry. Pass interference, that one obvious as contact made. Thank you, Sylvester Brady, on that report. So frustration on the Shamrock sideline, but they'll be happy with that penalty. The obvious pass interference, fresh set of downs as they look to score before this first half.
Yeah, the problem with that defensive strategy, you can only do that so many times before they pick up those 15-yard chunks and halfway. But on the move, just 15 yards away from a touchdown, just shy of 2 minutes to go in the game. So St. Patrick is looking to close this 2-score gap into a 1-score gap.
Trailing by 10, under 2 minutes left in this first half. Ball now at the 15-yard line. They give the snap to Miranda, who runs up the middle. Good pickup inside the 10.
Yeah, runs hard up the middle. And again, because they're getting these yards and chunk yards, too, there's plenty of time to keep the ball on the ground. This is an excellently engineered drive by St. Patrick.
And a quick snap, another give to Miranda. Ball was snapped from the 8-yard line. He rumbles forward again. Shorter gain on this one.
Yeah, keep 2 hands on the football. They're definitely grabbing for it.
And they'll spot it. It looks like at the 6-yard line.
Got the first down.
They did give them the first down. They needed the 6. That's what they got. So a fresh set of down for St. Patrick, trailing by 10.
Well, nobody's going to accuse them of scoring without leaving too much time on the clock.
Clock is still running, approaching the 1-minute mark. Under center, Gardner. They give the handoff again to Miranda. He's been featured now on 3 straight plays. Less room on that one. May have gotten it back to the line.
I like to always watch at halftime when they come out what adjustments get made for the team that's winning and what gets made for the team that's losing. Right now, what we're seeing from St. Patrick, despite time running out, is they're keeping the ball on the ground and moving it.
2nd and goal from the 6. It's Miranda again, trying the right hole. He gets it inside the 5, but not much more after that. Clock will continue to run.
So I'm going to make a guess that after halftime or during halftime when we talk about it, what adjustments do the teams need to make, we're probably saying Benet doesn't need to make any adjustments there ahead, right? Okay, and Clevenger is doing a great job on the ground running, right? But then St. Patrick, they were down by 2 scores. They're going to pull within 1 score here, perhaps, right? But where they're moving the ball is on the ground. So I'm going to bet in the second half St. Patrick continues to keep the ball on the ground, which is how they started. That was their original game plan.
Catrone has had a nice day. There was the 1 fumble, though, as well. 17-7, Benet Academy in front. Well, we have a big 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line coming up. 26 seconds left in the first half. Shamrocks trying to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah, in football or any sport, but football especially, is such a momentum game. You'll get 7 points here, you get the momentum. Even if you get 3, you kind of give up the momentum. But we'll see. I know if it were me, I would say this is 4-down territory. I'm going for the 7.
And remember, Benet Academy does get the second half's kickoff as well, so they'll get the ball to begin the second half. Ball at the 4, 3rd and goal for St. Patrick. Gardner under center.
Yeah, let's say they do score a touchdown here. You add in the field goal that wasn't made, you got to tie a game.
Yeah, I would think so. I think you're going for the gut punch here, especially because Benet Academy gets the second half kick.
Yeah, you give up a lot of momentum if you don't get it in, and I like this call, get the play right. But it's 3rd down, left hash mark, so for me, I would roll right and see if you can find somebody that's open or scramble in for the touchdown. That's what I would try to do. I mean, there's another school of thought, and that would be run it twice. I don't know, I think I'd like to pass it in.
We'll see what they decide to do as each team has called a timeout before this next play. It'll be 3rd and goal, ball at the 4.
Yeah, which tells you both teams how they feel about the importance of this play. You know, you talk about little big plays all during the game. Well, this is a big play at the end of the first half here.
And both head coaches know it. Pat New for Benet Academy in his 16th season. It's only the first season for Tom Zibikowski, but an NFL career on top of that. He knows all about momentum. So now we're set for the 3rd and goal attempt from the 4-yard line. Gardner from the gun. He takes the snap, looking and rolling right, fires into the end zone, knocked down by the Benet Academy defense.
Boy, now decision time again. 4th and 5. They had to throw it into the end zone. They did. Looks like they're bringing out a field goal unit. Let's get this within 1 score, even though it's a touchdown. It's better than not getting any points. They feel like at least they'll get some momentum, even though they're giving up the ball after the halftime.
Still a chance to make it that 1-possession game. Remember, though, there was a kick already blocked by Benet Academy. That came on the opening drive of this ball game. 17-7, trying to make it a 7-point game. The kick is up, and it's good by Joseph Costanzo. It is a 1-touchdown game, 17-10, with less than 20 seconds left in this first half.
So the turnovers are even, 1 apiece. The score is within 1 score. It's a very, very close, good game between the two tied teams in the conference for first place.
And I don't think we expected anything else other than a tight matchup between these two. Again, both coming off blowout losses last week, and they're really trying to pick up steam and bounce back from those defeats. And again, mentioned the coaching experience. Pat New, 16th season at the helm of Benet Academy, compared to Tom Zibikowski, who was brought in to turn around this St. Patrick organization. He's in his first year with the team. They last made the playoffs in 2021, but outside of that, 10 years with just that 1 playoff berth, they're really looking to turn around that program.
Well, and they're a tough team. Like we said, they're tied for first place, and they're playing well here.
Yeah, they're coming off back-to-back 2-7 seasons. They already have 3 wins this year, so already have more victories on the campaign with plenty of time still to go and add more. Just 15 seconds left in the first half, and St. Patrick will kick it away.
If I'm St. Patrick, I just put this as deep as I can. We don't want or need a run back.
Doyle has been deadly this year. He will get the ball and a chance to return. He catches it around the 10, trying the left side, out across the 25 with speed behind him. He's tripped up. A flag comes in as he's tackled near the 30-yard line.
Boy, tackle him any way you can, even if you have to get a flag, right? 15 more yards never hurt anybody on a kickoff return with 8 seconds to go, right?
Exactly. It's better than giving up the ball back to the house, and we've seen Doyle do that. He has been a game changer this year in the return game.
Yeah, he's a specialist at that for certain.
17-10, Benet Academy in front with just 8 ticks left in this first half on homecoming night. And do you expect to see them run any sort of play or just take it to the half?
I thought for sure that they would get the penalty for them, not against them. We don't know what the block was, blocking the back or something like that, right? So I think if they do anything, it'll be a screen pass or a short pass over the middle. It won't be even a hook and ladder or anything. In fact, they might even victory formation this out. They're too far away.
They're at their own 20-yard line.
Well, so far,
right now it is from the gun where Ben Clevenger sets up. He'll take the snap, but he will take the knee. Down at the 15-yard line, and that'll send us to halftime here from Benedictine University. It's the Benet Academy Red Wings 17 and the St. Patrick Shamrocks 10. This is IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Welcome back, everyone. Brandon Januska alongside Bob Vilsoe. It's a 17-10 Benet Academy lead over St. Patrick on Benet Academy's homecoming night, and it was really a back-and-forth game in terms of the start. St. Patrick looked to be in control, scored once, a 7-0 lead, had a chance for more, a blocked field goal on the opening drive, but then it was all Benet Academy after that, scoring 17 unanswered before a late Shamrock field goal put it to 17-10.
That's the thing. No matter what happens, you always wonder what would have happened. So on that blocked kick, they were just at the 5-yard line. So you also think if they had gone for it on 4th and 5 and they score the touchdown, then everything else the same. They're ahead 14-0 and putting a lot more pressure on Benet. Then of course those 2 turnovers happened, 1 per side.
Yeah, that block kick was by Luke Crowder. He blocked the field goal. He also recovered the fumble. You talked about the turnovers for each side. Getz was the one who forced it. Crowder recovered it for Benet Academy. And on the other side, it was Catrone who put the ball on the ground, while White forced the fumble for the St. Patrick Shamrocks. He also leads the way, 4 tackles for the Shamrocks. But offensively, the number's not all that pretty for Gardner. Gavin Gardner, the Shamrocks QB, 5 of 13 in the air, just 41 yards, while Costanza on the ground, 4 rushes for 37, and over there Miranda with just 5 rushes for 7 yards. So Benet Academy doing a nice job of stopping the run. On the other side, Clevenger has been finding holes himself. Ben Clevenger, the QB, the leading rusher in the game, 6 rushes for 70.
Yeah, except for that, right? The Benet Academy defense, the 3-man front, is just stymie teams, right? And so St. Patrick, it's slow going for them in the first half, but if it stays slow going for them in the second half, overcoming even this 1 score is going to be tough.
Mentioned Clevenger, 6 rushes for 70 yards. Through the air, he's 9 of 13, 89 yards, and a touchdown. That touchdown went to Diamede, Luca Diamede, who made the reception. He is tied for the lead in receptions, 3 of them for 30 yards. Luke Doyle, the other man with 3 receptions, 29 yards for the senior receiver. So both teams trying to get the offense going. Much of the offense so far, again, has been Clevenger just tucking it down and finding holes.
Yeah, some like 180 yards all by himself, right? Well, that's the thing, though. So you're only up by 1 score, but you're also thrashing them in all those statistical categories. So you've got to feel good. That's when we were talking about what adjustments are going to get made. Well, I don't think Benet needs to make any. Just don't fumble it, of course. But still, no matter how you slice it, they're only ahead by that 1 score. So the onus here is on St. Patrick. What are they going to do different? Looks like they're stymied both in the air and on the ground. So what are you going to do? I would suggest that at the end of the second quarter there, they did a lot of running to try to get to that last point, that last score. They settled for the field goal, but they did move the ball on the ground. So I'm thinking that that's what St. Patrick's going to try to do in the second half.
And another thing St. Patrick needs to try to do is come up with the stop. They received the opening kickoff, so that means the Red Wings will get the kickoff here to begin the second half.
Yeah, so they're winning, and they have the football.
Always a good...
Yeah, and they're outstanding them. So we'll see if those out stats turns into another score.
Yeah.
Here we go, my accountant in me, right? 34-20 win, a two-touchdown win here.
That's because it's 17-10 as we are ready for the second half kickoff. It'll be Benet Academy to receive this second half boot. And whistles before the kick attempt. So a slight delay before we get
we have to look around and see where Doyle is. That kick probably is not going to go to Doyle. And let's see if they do the same thing that, those squib kicks that Benet was doing. Or those short kicks, I guess you'd say.
Jeremiah Torres to kick it for the Shamrocks. It is up, and it will be caught by the short man again. They avoid kicking it down to Doyle. Bringing it out across the 30-yard line is John Erickson, and that's where Benet Academy will set up shop to begin this second half.
I would like to have seen that lateral back to Doyle. All right, you're not going to kick it to me. I'll give it to Doyle anyway. Now let's see what we can do. He's electrifying when he runs. What he has a habit of doing is he goes into the middle, and then people think, okay, we got to tackle him. He's a big guy. He's fast. But then he darts out to the outside, and he does that 2 or 3 times. He gets to the outside, and there's nobody left to tackle him anymore. That's his secret to these returns. He's got terrific vision on where the defense is, and obviously he can hold your block. He can get around you.
Yeah, big playmaker for Benet Academy. He was a big part of their win over St. Viator a couple of weeks ago with that return game. A 67-yard punt return touchdown and a 38-yard punt return that helped set things up. Now Clevenger going deep, and it's knocked away. He was looking for Luca Diamede, but it was Emmanuel Day, the defender, who got his hands on it and swats it down.
Yeah, I can't resist. So Day saved the day on that pass.
He sure
right?
did.
Now, it turns out he was wide open, so if Clevenger had released the ball sooner with a little bit more mustard on it or hot sauce on it or something, would have been an easy touchdown, but waited too long, and then Day closed the gap. So that's why it was incomplete. But he did make a good defensive stop on that, 2nd and 10. I like that Benet went downfield. That stretches the defense, so now the shorter passes are still in play.
Diamede again tied for the team lead in receptions. He and Doyle each with 3 receptions in the first half. Both lined up to the right side. As looking that way is Clevenger. Now he'll check in and run it over to his left. He breaks a couple of tackles out across the 40, across the 45. That's a Benet Academy first down.
This Clevenger is a tough runner. Again, how many yards do you get after he's been touched, after contact? Just absolutely terrific runner. I like the play call. There was receivers, everybody was all to the right, just like when they did the fake handoff to Doyle, and then Clevenger went up the middle. That's kind of what the concept was here. All the players were to the right, and then he took up towards the middle on the weak side. Nobody could tackle him.
Sets up a first down at the 48-yard line of Benet Academy. Gardner from the gun. He hands it off and running through to the left side for a short gain. That's Salvino.
Yeah, and then the 2-yard fall forward, and you're 1/3 of the way towards the first down, right? So that's not entirely a bad gain. 2nd and 3 keeps the defense honest. Now the defense has to hold into the middle when you go wide. A little bit of misdirection wouldn't be bad. Run left and take it back to the wide side to the right. Or a quick pitch to the right.
The senior Salvino has been handled well so far by St. Patrick. 6 rushes now for just 9 yards. He does have a touchdown run, though. He's to the right of Clevenger. Doyle in motion. They fake to Doyle, then Clevenger takes it up the middle. A short gain of 2 or 3.
So he's got 2/3 of the first down now on those 2 plays. So on 3rd down, he has to get the final third for the first down. And all you got to do in high school football is get close. They don't measure. You just, okay, you're close enough. We're going to move the chains.
And it looks like they'll spot him 4 yards short. Ball at the 46-yard line. In St. Patrick territory. 17-10 Benet Academy. Clevenger to pass, left side. The ball thrown low. Doyle, the intended receiver, and unable to come up with it.
Tough call here. Another decision point. Looks like they're coming in to punt it. 4th and 5 midfield with a 7-point lead. So they're going to kick it, right, and then push St. Patrick back. And they're going to say, okay, St. Patrick, fine. If you're going to tie this game, it's going to be because you're going to go 80 yards, not because you're going to get a short field at the 50. Probably a wise choice. Your defense is playing well. You're essentially shutting St. Patrick down. Let's see if St. Patrick's running game can take it back downfield.
Back from the 41-yard line. Ready to punt the ball. And he sends it high and deep in the air. Calling for the fair catch is Timmy Shayer, and he makes the grab.
What a great punt. That stayed in the air a long time. High school kicker. That looked great. Now the question is, should he have caught that? If it hit the ground, it's a good chance it would have gone into the end zone. Some chance it would have been down at the 2-yard line. As it is, though, it's at the 10.
Yeah, so they will set up at the 10. Shayer determined that he didn't want to risk it going any closer to his own end. So he called for the fair catch, made it, and the Shamrocks will have to go 90 yards to reach the end zone.
Yeah, probably wise to catch it because it was up in the air. If it hits down, it'll go up, right? If it was a line drive kick, let that one go in the end zone. So wise choice to take it, even though it's at the 10, 90 yards away.
Garner hands the ball off, finding a hole through the left side is Anthony Catrone. He was the featured back in the first half, had 10 rushes for 46 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble lost. As he has a big gain on first down, sets up 2nd and 1 after a 9-yard carry.
And no huddle.
And now a flag thrown before the 2nd and 1 play. And it's going to go against Benet Academy. First down for the Shamrocks.
So 1 run, first down. That's what St. Patrick has to do, right? Move the ball on the ground. That would be the change. Maybe not quite air it out quite as often. Work that 3-man front.
Couple of pass interference calls help the Shamrocks to their touchdown drive. As this one's rushed up the middle, Catrone gets it out around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's a healthy gain. 2nd and shorter, 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
So, you get those chunk yards like that, keep it on the ground, it's going to be tough for Benet.
Yeah, if the Shamrocks can get that run game established here in the second half, that's another way to keep Clevenger off the field. As it is, Catrone again, he crosses the sticks, crossing the 35, first down.
So they've moved those sticks now twice. And that's what you do when you're behind. You don't think about getting the touchdown. You think about, what do we got to do to get a first down? Then what do we got to do to get another first down? You keep going. You can't always run the same play, too. You have to have a variety, but move the chains, eventually you score.
That's what they've done so far. Now Gardner from the gun fakes the handoff and throws out to the left, out across the 40-yard line.
As well covered as that was still a 6-yard gain.
That was to Hennessy, Derma Hennessy, the senior wide receiver. Brings it out to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 4 once again for St. Patrick, who trailed by 7. Fake the handoff, throw again to Hennessy. He's got a seam out across the 40 into Benet Academy territory, tackled near the 35-yard line.
I love those slants because the receiver is catching it while they're on the run. I'm not a fan of those 5 yards and turn back at the quarterback, because even if you catch it, you're tackled right there.
Luke Doyle was in on the tackle to stop him, but Hennessy with another big gain. He's caught the last 2 passes from Gavin Gardner. Shamrocks in business. Will snap it from the 35. Hand it off to Catrone, trying the left side. Has some room. Now fighting the pile as he brings it down near the 25-yard line. He'll be about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, similar to Clevenger from the other side, right? How many yards after contact? That was a good run. So it's this 1-2 punch is absolutely working for St. Patrick.
Catrone listed at 6 foot, 195 pounds for the strong senior, who fought for most of those yards on that last carry. They fake it to him this time. Gardner to pass. Right side, wide open. Timmy Shayer. Touchdown, Shamrocks.
That was that double move to the right. First it was a fake to the right, and then threw it deep to the right. Absolutely bit on the fake and an easy pass. Deep right, down by that 1 extra point. Again, we got a tie game coming.
The senior receiver able to make an easy grab, and now an extra point away from tying things up with 7:10 left here in the third quarter.
Now, assuming he makes this, okay, they're going to have to give the ball up again, but they were able to stop Benet. So if they stop Benet again and get the football back, St. Patrick is in business.
Costanzo to kick. The hold is good. The kick is up. And that's through. It's a tie game, 17 apiece. And that's exactly what St. Patrick needed to start the second half.
Yeah, we're watching one humdinger of a football game here. 2 top teams, 17-17 tie into the third quarter. Nobody can predict what's going to happen here.
These 2 teams battled it out last year. It was Benet Academy who won. 49-30 was the final. It was a high-powered offensive game from both sides. Eventually, Benet Academy ran away with it, but we've got a tight one here tonight, 17-all.
Well, it's hard-pressed to think they're going to run away from it, especially after that drive right there. I mean, Bennett's drive stalled. St. Patrick's drive was just masterminded, but they started out on the ground and still went to the air. I was a little surprised they made those passes, but that slant pass, down the middle, and then that deep pass to the right, 2 plays later, boom, they're in the end zone.
You talked about the second half adjustments. So far, so good for this Shamrocks team on both sides of the ball.
Sometimes that happens, right? After the first half, one team doesn't adjust, Benet, right? But then St. Patrick go back and adjust, and it works too well, and then it's too late now for Benet to readjust. So we'll see what happens from here on out. Prediction here, it won't be kicked to Doyle.
As Jeremiah Torres to kick this ball off from the 40-yard line. He puts his foot through it, sends it down deep. It will be a chance to return for Luke Doyle. He cuts to his left near the hash marks and brought down across the 25, make it the 27-yard line. That's where Benet Academy will begin.
So how do you like that prediction? It won't be kicked to Doyle, and it's kicked to Doyle. That prediction didn't go too well.
As it is a 17-all game, and able to contain Doyle a bit on that last one.
Well, the kick wasn't real deep, right? So it was kind of on the short side in the middle. Of course, Doyle took it from the middle. It was well covered. St. Patrick is a good football team.
So now the second drive for Benet Academy in this second half. Remember, they had lost the football in their first drive of the first half. They fumbled it. So see how they recover now in the second half as the throw comes up short. Looking for Ben Albert on the right side. Incomplete, second down.
I can't help but say he was wide open. I think it felt like a miscommunication. He went deep and the pass went short.
So not quite on the same page to begin the second half. Again, drive stalled on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Well, and this drive could stall pretty quick here of infant mortality. It's 2nd and 10 in their own end.
Clevenger from the gun. He has it looking to his right. Fires that direction for Diomede. Pass incomplete off the extended hands. A couple of defenders there. Well, Micah Soriano and Emmanuel Day in the area.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like he should have caught it, but I felt like it hit his hands, right? It was a perfectly thrown ball. Just went through his hands. Sometimes you wonder, though, the receiver, we don't know when the receiver had to look back to see where the ball was. So sometimes they see it later. We see it the whole way, right out of the quarterback's hands, but the receiver doesn't really see it until, the ball's halfway there.
And feeling pressure perhaps from both Day and Soriano, who were right behind him. That was Diomede, the intended receiver. Now 3rd and 10 for the Red Wings, 17 all. Clevenger to pass. Pressure on him. He gets it off. The throw deep for Doyle. Overthrown by about 5 yards. He was all alone racing down the senior receiver. But the pass overthrown, and Clevenger under a lot of heat as he made that throw.
He was for certain, but I'm thinking is he still on the ground? I'm thinking that if that ball had a little bit of air on it, Doyle could have run under it, but he put it, pretty low and hard, and obviously out of Doyle's outstretched hands. But Doyle had, about 5 or almost 10 yards on the defender on that pass. But he was, like you said, pressured and slow to get up after he got labeled on that pass.
It's been a really good offensive line game for the Red Wings. Not a whole lot of pressure on Clevenger tonight. Most of the time when he's been hit, it's because he's taken off himself, but he sure got pounded on that one. And remember, missed last week with a hurt ankle, the same ankle he broke a season ago in a game against Mount Carmel.
Well, and it's such a difference, too. When you are running the ball, you're punishing the defender, right? And you can kind of slide between two defenders or something. But when you're in a prone position, throwing the ball especially deep, you are just, letting the vulnerability is just too strong. And you get planted on your back.
It's a 3 and out for the Red Wings, ready to punt. They send it deep. Shayer over, and he'll let it bounce at about the 40-yard line. It'll be down by Diomede of the Red Wings.
I think Diomede could have let that go. Clearly, St. Patrick can't touch that ball because it's hard to handle. You touch it and then you fumble it, right? And it was going in the right direction. I'm thinking that, Diomede could have let that ball maybe roll a few more yards. How many more yards? Maybe up to 5 or 10 at the most, but nonetheless. What you do by grabbing the football, though, is you end the return. It can't be returned anymore at that point.
Yeah, there were a couple of Shamrocks players in the area where if you do let that bounce, there's always the chance someone tries to pick it up and take it.
And then they'll get benched by the coach if they do.
Yeah, that's just asking for disaster when you try to make a play like that. But as it stands, it'll be the Shamrocks taking over from their own 39-yard line. Tie ball game, a handoff to Catrone to start things off. Starts right, goes back to the left. Met immediately. He'll pick up about a yard on the play. Good second effort, though, just to get it across the line.
Yeah, very difficult to tackle him. And I'm thinking that St. Patrick thinks that they're winning this game because they're tied right now and they have the football. And this last drive, they took it the length of the field and scored a touchdown. So I'm thinking St. Patrick is feeling like they're sitting very, very good in this really good game.
It was a heavy run presence in the first drive. They start with the run again here. Catrone with back-to-back carries. This one goes to about the 45-yard line.
Now, this is that tough call again. You're 3rd and 5. You're in your own area. So if you can't make the first down, you probably got to punt it, and then you give up, quote, that lead, right? And then Benet has the ball at a tie score. But if you get the first down, then you're finally in the other team's territory. It's a big play call here.
It'll be 3rd and 4 officially. They need the 49 of St. Patrick to get the first. Another handoff, fighting, and now being pushed back.
Another one of those decision times. I don't think they got the first down, so it's going to be 4th and about 1, right? So if they go for it, they keep the football, or they got to punt it. But if they don't make it, if Benet run blitzes or something like that, and they get stuffed, then they're giving half the field away to Benet. This is a big, big call in the middle of this game.
They're a full yard short. 4th and 1. They need the 49 of their own end at the 48. They hand it off.
Touchdown.
Miranda with a hole on the right side. Nobody in front of them. Miranda 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Shamrocks.
How many times have you seen that? It's like a goal line stance in the middle of the field, but if you break through that goal line trying to get the ball back, it goes 50 yards and a touchdown. What a great play call at a great time during the game.
So after it was a heavy presence of Anthony Catrone to start the drive on the ground, it's Jaden Miranda who takes it to the house. A 51-yard touchdown run. St. Patrick in front, 23-17, awaiting the extra point.
And of course, you have to give Tom Zagowski so many kudos here for the changes he's made at halftime.
As the kick is up, and it's good. 7-point lead for St. Patrick, 24-17 the score, and you mentioned it. Gutsy call by first-year head coach Tom Zibikowski. You don't have an NFL career and be a star Notre Dame player without making some gutsy moves.
3 NFL teams.
He sure did. He played games with 2 of them, with Baltimore, where he was drafted back in 2008, and spent time with Indianapolis as well, and also spent some time on the practice squad and in camp with the Chicago Bears.
And clearly turning this program around.
That's what he was brought in to do, and he'll try to do just that. His team in front, 24-17, as they'll get ready to kick the ball back to Benet Academy. A stunned crowd here on homecoming, but still plenty of time to go.
Well, and they're giving up the ball. They were up by a score, and Bennett's had the ball, twice now in the second half, and they haven't really moved the ball. So let's see if they keep it away from Doyle this time.
Clevenger 0 for 5 passing so far in this second half. They'll need to correct that if they're going to come back in this one and move the ball on this third possession.
Well, just seeming like St. Patrick has a little bit more of a rush the second half than they did in the first half. That might have been one of their adjustments, send one more player after Clevenger.
The ball is kicked to the right side. Diamede takes it out across the 25-yard line, tackled around the 27. Nice return by Luca Diamede.
Well, you got to put money on Clevenger. He can score in a hurry, though. Let's see what happens.
So trailing by a score, Benet Academy. They trailed early in this ball game. It was St. Patrick who scored first. They led early in this one. Then the Red Wings with 17 unanswered to make it 17-7. It's been all St. Patrick ever since.
Yeah, I feel like it's 2-score seesaw game. You don't just get 1 score and take the lead. You get 2 scores and take the lead. Then the other team gets 2 scores and takes the lead. So it's Bennett's turn, right?
Yeah, if that seesaw pattern continues, it should be the Red Wings' turn to score. That's what Ben Clevenger and company are hoping for. He gives the handoff on the first down play out across the 30. Is the back tackled around the 32-yard line.
Defense wins. That was a good stop, even though they got 3 yards.
That was Joe Salvino, who has had a slow start to this game. They'd like to get the ground game going on their end outside of Clevenger if you're Benet Academy.
3 receivers to the left. I think you're right, but they'll probably air this out.
Salvino also in the backfield to the left of Clevenger. He takes the snap looking right, immediately throws that direction. It's Diamede who stretches out toward the sticks, and I think he got it.
I don't know that they're going to give it to him because
No.
the referee was on the sideline winding his arms around saying keep the clock running. So
he tried a late stretch over there on that far side, and
we're right at the 40-yard line. From our vantage point, I'm thinking he made it, but that's not what the referee is saying. It's third and very, very short. The referees are kind of huddling over it. Let's see if they go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah, discussing it on that far sideline.
So 3rd and a millimeter. They give him the
now
first
they will
down.
move the sticks, yes.
Yeah. It's amazing what that millimeter does.
It was right at that line to gain. They needed the 39. That's exactly where they got it. Got it by maybe a chain length. They didn't measure, but after the discussion, first down for Benet Academy. Now 1st and 10 from their own 39. Man in motion, that's Doyle. Low snap, picked up by Clevenger. He'll take it to the right, has a hole, breaking some leg tackles. He has the first down across midfield, tackled in St. Patrick territory.
Very, very tough man to bring down. That was a great run, about 14 yards. Now, that snap was low. It made it look like that fumble-rooski kind of a thing, but goes low. And sometimes the defense doesn't see where the ball is. Takes off running. We don't know if that was a broken play or not, but he made a terrific run out of it.
He sure did. Big-time athlete, Ben Clevenger, one of the captains on this Benet Academy team. A two-sport athlete. And actually, what he typically says is football is his second sport, his primary sport being baseball. He's a relief pitcher, and now the quarterback for Benet Academy as a timeout is called. 24-17. I think we have a field report from Sylvester Brady. Take it away.
Yeah, how we doing? Shamrock's sideline is really loud over there. They believe that they have Benet gassed right now. All they keep saying over there is energy and tone. Energy and tone is what they are big on right now. Expect a lot of run from the Shamrocks office in the rest of the second half. That's what they're planning on doing. And then over there on the Benet sideline, just a quick injury report. Jack Clevenger, who wears that big brace on the side of his arm, big part of that defense, he was getting worked on. Seems to be all right. He was out there for the defense, but he was getting that arm worked on a little bit ago.
So we'll keep an eye on that. That's Jack Clevenger, the brother of quarterback Ben Clevenger. Both men seniors and enjoying their homecoming day. So both men a little banged up, the brothers, but hopefully they'll both be able to play as Ben Clevenger, the quarterback, looking to pass. He throws over the head of Diamini, but a flag comes in.
Yeah, I don't like that play. That was over his head. He wasn't going to catch it, and I felt like the contact was after the ball passed him up, but the referee throws a flag. That's what counts. I like that energy and tone thing, though, right? That energy and tone is working. They've got 2 touchdowns with it, but that was a play call I don't think I would have made from the referee's perspective. That flag, I think, shouldn't have come out. But it's going to walk off 15 yards, first down for Benet.
Yeah, it looked like that was Micah Soriano who's upset with the call. He was the one who came in just a bit early. But I agree with you, partner. I thought that was uncatchable, a bit over the head. No chance for Diamidi.
Right, that plus I didn't think it was early. But anyway, all right, here we go, 1st and 10.
1st and 10, the ball at the 31-yard line. Clevenger tucks, taking it to the left side, shakes off one tackler. Now a trio of defenders will bring him down at the 30-yard line. Short gain on the first down run by Ben Clevenger.
Finally got him, right? But okay, 2nd and 9. Yeah, St. Patrick has done a good job stopping the run and forcing Clevenger to have to beat him through the air. And then, like we said earlier, at that point, he was 0-5.
2nd and 8. They have the ball at the 29-yard line of the Shamrocks. 24-17, St. Patrick in front. Benet Academy trying to answer. Clevenger to pass. Pressure on him. Throws to the right side. It's low.
You have to throw it low like that, but the receiver was wide open. A little higher, it would have been completed. There was no defender in the area. But, man, you get that ball up into the air. Somebody, jumps the route. Maybe you didn't know. You didn't have vision to see if there was somebody there, and so you throw it low just to make sure it isn't intercepted. Probably a wise choice to, put that one in the dirt anyway. 3rd and, 8? I would say absolutely 4-down territory. The wide side to the right. So what would I do? I would roll out and throw to the right. There's also a receiver on the left. You could look at a one-on-one deep.
He's looking
tight
for
coverage with no over-the-top safety.
And this is Diamidi, Cristiano Diamidi, passing left side, trying to get it to Luca Diamidi. The ball incomplete. Covered was the wide receiver Diamidi.
That was the right read. One-on-one coverage, tight, good receiver. Went deep to the left. There was no safety help over the top, and it really almost was completed.
And we'll try to get an update when we can and if we can. Right now, it is the sophomore Diamidi, the quarterback out there for Benet Academy. He made that last pass attempt. That came up incomplete, looking for Luca Diamidi.
Wouldn't you throw it to your brother on a one-on-one?
Now it's a big 4th down play. We'll see if he tries to go that direction again. It's Diamidi on the near side. The quarterback, Diamidi, going that way again. The throw to the end zone, incomplete. Overthrew him. And the St. Patrick defense holds up after Benet Academy was driving. They'll take over on downs after the 4th down stop.
Yeah, that injury, whatever it is messing with Benet for sure. But okay, they give up the ball down by a score, had to make a quarterback change. We'll see if that lasts for the whole entire game, but that's changing the complexion of the game too. Now, Diomede, who played last week, like I said, against that NFL team from Mount Carmel, they did a great job shutting down this offense.
They did. That was his first career varsity start last week. He was 12 of 23, 67 yards. Threw 3 interceptions. He was also sacked 3 times. So we'll keep an eye on who goes out under center when Benet Academy gets the ball back, trailing by a touchdown. St. Patrick with the football, and a throw dropped. Intended for Joseph Costanzo. The pass from Gardner incomplete, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I felt like that was also right in his hands on the deep slant. Should have been, hauled in. But all right, 2nd and 10. And I'm also very surprised that St. Patrick didn't stay on the ground with that. They've got the lead. They've got the ball. They see that the other team has a backup quarterback in. I'm thinking that passing probably isn't the way to go.
They've been heavy on the run so far in this second half. It has led to 2 touchdowns already for the Shamrocks, as this time they do put it on the ground. Catrone to the left side, has some room out across the 35. It's a good pickup for Anthony Catrone, the senior running back. Big gain on that 2nd down run.
I like that. They went to the left, so the ball is now on the left hash mark, so you can roll out to the right. You've got more room to throw, but it's only 2 or 3 yards you need for a 1st down. They gave them the 1st down. I didn't see that he got past the stick, did you?
I wasn't sure. I thought he was about a yard short, but indeed they do give the 1st down. They spot it at the 41-yard line of the Shamrocks. 1st and 10.
We'll say save face, and it was a generous spot, 1st down.
Another handoff to Catrone. He tries that left side again. Not nearly as much room this time. He picks up 2.
And why wouldn't you try the left side again? It was successful last time. Keep running it until it gets stopped. Okay, so now it got stopped. Do something else. But 2nd and 8, clock running with the ball and the lead. This is looking good for St. Patrick. Unfortunately for Benedictine. For Benet. At Benedictine.
That's right, Benet Academy just across the street from this Benedictine University campus. Is another run to Catrone, another one to the left side. Much better pickup, about 5 on that gain.
Just one of those little big plays, right? You're at midfield, 3rd down. You need to pick up the 1st down. If you don't, you risk going for it on 4th down and giving half a field away to Benet. If you don't make it and you punt it, then they have to go the full length of the field, and even more clock will get used up.
They spot it at the 48-yard line. It's 3rd and 3. Another one on the ground, this time Miranda, and he is stuffed. Remember, it was the 4th down play to Miranda that he took to the house, 51 yards on the last touchdown drive.
True, although that was on 4th and the goal line stand. Here they got 4th and something like 3. It might, if they're trying to pick up the 1st down, they might air it out. I would expect a punter.
Right now, it is the offense still out there. They hand it off to Miranda, going up the gut. He's near the 1st down. Now he falls forward and tumbles to move the chains.
Yeah, Dan Campbell on the call, making the 1st down there. 4th and 3, your own end, only a 1-score lead. Now what does that gain you? You keep the ball. You're going to finish the 3rd quarter like that. You're going to take the ball with the lead starting the 4th quarter, right about midfield. Everything's going well for St. Patrick right now.
As the clock ticking down, they don't need to snap the ball in this 3rd quarter. They do start to line up as the clock ticks down, and it looks like that will be how this 3rd quarter comes to an end. It's 24-17, St. Patrick in front of Benet Academy and driving in Benet Academy territory. You're watching IHSA football on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Set to begin the fourth quarter from Benedictine University. Brandon Januska along with Bob Vilsoe. And it's St. Patrick with a 24-17 lead beginning this final frame. And they're driving at the 45-yard line of Benet Academy. Gardner to pass. He's looking deep. A lot of contact on that left side. Looking for Timmy Shayer, and a flag comes out.
So the contact did happen. It's going to be a 15-yard gain on that throw. I was thinking, why throw it? They're doing so well on the ground, eating the clock, getting the first downs, but they went to the air. Now, the good thing about going to the air deep, we've said it earlier, it opens up the shorter passes. But in this particular time, they got the 15 yards.
There's been a few pass interference calls for those 15 yards against the Benet Academy defense, a couple of them on the field goal drive toward the end of the first half. We're now in the fourth quarter, just starting this final quarter. Shamrocks by a TD and looking to add more, try to make it a two-score ball game. It was a Benet Academy two-score game at one point. Gardner, he gives the handoff. Trying the left side is Catrone. Across the 25-yard line, big pickup. Catrone already over 100 yards rushing in this ball game.
Yeah, and it's been hard-earned yards. It's not like an 80-yard run and then a bunch of 3 yards in the cloud of little rubber pellets, right? This is 6-7 yards every carry, breaking tackles along the way.
Another one to Catrone. He'll try the right side this time. Splits a couple of men. And is tackled around the 21-yard line, just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it might be the same millimeter before. They might say this is a first down. Let's see.
They have it spotted just inside, or rather just outside the 20-yard line. The 20 is the line to gain.
Pretty sure that they'll keep this on the ground. If they gain 1 yard, great, first down. If not, they get 3 or 4, and then they get the new first down marker.
Catrone in the backfield to the right of Gardner.
There's going to be 5 yards.
And movement. It looked like Benet Academy jumped.
And they did, so they didn't have to run that play to get the first down.
That's a free 5 yards for St. Patrick and an automatic first down.
Now, big picture, if I'm St. Patrick, I keep the ball on the ground, no chance or very little chance for a turnover other than that, fumble that, Catrone had earlier. But any kind of a score here with only 10 minutes to go, and with your ability to run the ball and get first downs, it's going to be real hard for Benet to score twice.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Red zone drive for the Shamrocks. Gardner hands it off on the left side. Catrone breaks the tackle. Now rumbling toward the goal line. He's stopped just shy. He was breaking arm tackles left and right, eventually brought down inside the 1, sets up 1st and goal.
This is where you almost feel like go ahead and let him have the touchdown to save time on the clock, to have more time to come back in this game. You let him get in here, 30 seconds more time goes by, the clock running, you're still going to have the touchdown, you're going to be down 2 scores.
This is the goal line formation, this time actually at the goal line. Catrone again, right side, and he's in for the touchdown.
He is such a patient runner. Even there at the goal line, a lot of runners like to dive into the gap, right? Nope, he waited for the block to happen, followed the block, and went in. Very, very patient, finds the holes. Great runner.
Trusting that offensive line for St. Patrick. It's a very good St. Patrick offensive line. Couple of 4-year varsity players, Eli Valencia and Connor Melnick, and those two lead the way for the easy score. And now trying to tack on the extra point for St. Patrick, trying to make it a 31-17 lead. Here's Joseph Costanzo, the senior, really multi-tool for this team. He's listed on the depth chart, quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back, and he's their kicker. As we have some whistles before this extra point try.
Yeah, I keep looking on the sideline for Clevenger. I see somebody there with crutches. I can't tell the number, but it's you wonder who the quarterback is going to be when they come out. Because if it's Diomede, it's going to be even tougher to score 2 touchdowns.
Clevenger, of course, has been a huge part of this Benet Academy offense today and all season long when he's been available. He was not in at the end of that previous drive. As we had a penalty, it looked like against... I thought it was against St. Patrick and made them back it up, but the ball is still at the And the holder set up at the 10-yard line, so we're ready now for
and there's no
the
mileage
extra
here to
point.
go for 2. You just go for 1, take the 14-point lead.
So the penalty was against Benet Academy, half the distance to the goal. Now the kick is up, and another flag comes in. The kick was good. And we await the flag.
Yeah, for me, I'd decline the penalty, take the point, not put a different unit in and try to go for 2. If you don't make it, you're only up 13.
And it does look like St. Patrick is going to send out the offense and attempt a 2-point conversion. Two-point try. Gardner under center. Miranda the back. They fake it to him, then throw it to the right side. Wide open and making the catch for the 2-point conversion.
And that's why you run. So then when you do a play action on a 2-point conversion, you end up with a wide open receiver in the end zone. Great play call. And now it's a 15-point lead. So it's going to take 2 scores, and at least one of those scores is going to have to be a 2-point conversion if Bennett's going to come back in this game. They do get the ball right away, though, and there's still just over 10 minutes to go in this game.
That was Graham Spillman who caught that 2-point try. It's 32-17. Shamrocks in front trying to spoil this homecoming here for Benet Academy.
Going on a limb here, it's probably the easiest touchdown catch ever in his life, right? Nobody was around him. Perfect throw right to him. Great play call. You got to give a lot of credit to the offensive coordinator on that call.
The junior two-way player, tight end, and linebacker in Graham Spillman. One of these teams will improve to 2-0 in conference play. Each team still with one conference opponent to face. But this is a big game for either team. Whoever comes away the winner is in prime spot to potentially clinch a playoff berth.
I wouldn't be surprised if both teams still get playoff berths.
It's definitely possible.
But they're winning the conference. This game is everything.
Ready to kick it off, Jeremiah Torres. 32-17, St. Patrick in front. It's Doyle to return. He starts left, now cuts back to the right. He shakes off a tackle across midfield. 45, breaks another one across the 40 to the 30, and pushed out of bounds. Excellent return, Luke Doyle.
Yep, he shifts speeds. Section. He had a wide open gap to fly through. He's got speed to get through those gaps quickly. And the defense is saying, whew, the sidelines was there. All they had to do is push him out of bounds. They didn't actually have to tackle him. But what a great return. Couldn't come at a better time during the game.
Just under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So still plenty of time if you're Benet Academy, but you really need to score, especially with this kind of field position. Ball at the 31 of St. Patrick.
Yeah, I'm most interested to look at who comes in for the quarterback position, but it would be a good bet to go deep on a good throw.
And
Doyle's
it is
out deep left.
It is Ben Clevenger,
Good.
the senior, who's back out there.
Now the coverage is softer, so maybe 5 yards and keep going.
Clevenger from the gun. He puts Doyle in motion. The fake to Doyle. Now tucking it is Clevenger. Tries the left side. And he'll get it across the 30-yard line. Pick up a 2.
Yeah, it's hard not to want to pass on every down. But Clevenger took him itself and went up the middle. And that same fake that they ran earlier.
Yeah, he had the option play. He waited till the last moment. He held it out there for a while in case he needed to give to Doyle, pulled it down, and then took it himself. Tried to cut back to the left.
Yeah, I'd like to see a deep pass, go into the end zone, score quickly.
2 receivers on either side. He is back to pass. Pressure coming from the left. Throws to the left side. Diamede, the receiver. He's got it. Goes over the top of his receiver. Touchdown, Benet Academy.
What a great catch, too. Is over the top of the defender. Only Diamede can catch it. Won the jump for the ball, and now it's back to a 1-score lead. But remember, somewhere along the way, they're going to have to get 2. So I think at this point in time, they got to go for 2. It looks like they're putting a kicker out there, so they're going to go for 1 and worry about getting the 2-point conversion later.
That's the second touchdown grab for Luca Diamede tonight.
What a perfectly thrown ball.
It sure was. Only he was able to get it, like you said, Bob, and he was the one who came down with the football. Now Michael Conway for the extra point try. Diamede the hold. The kick is good.
So this is one of those games. Don't anybody leave early, right? A one-score game, albeit 8 points. Lots of time on the clock. So it's highly unlikely that St. Patrick can use up all the remaining 9 minutes on some long drive. So you got to figure Bennett's going to get the ball back so that if they can just stop St. Patrick, they get the ball back and take it down. It looks like they know how to score in one play.
Yeah, that's the key, getting that defensive stop. St. Patrick has done a nice job finding the end zone 3 times already in this second half.
Yeah, and that coverage, it wasn't tight. So it was like they were trying to prevent the deep pass, and obviously, Diamede got behind them. So I expected more of a 5-yard pass, move the chains kind of a play.
Rocco Mertens back deep to return for the Shamrocks, who lead it by 8, 32-24, with 9:12 left on the clock.
This just reminds me of one of those heavyweight, boxing matches where they, blow by blow. Whoever has the ball, they score, and then the other team gets the ball back, they score, and it just goes on like that.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where you want to be the team to have the ball last because it might come down to that. Benet Academy does need a stop as the ball in the air. Return chance for Mertens. Right side, he takes it across the 20 and across the 25. He goes out of bounds. And they'll set up shop at the 27-yard line.
It's easy from up here, and of course I'm not on the field, looking at the players coming at me, right? But it just felt like the left side of the field was so wide open. If he were to have cut back, he's got speed. No telling if he could have outrun the defense or not. But just looked like the left side of the field had a lot of room to go.
Yeah, it's always a chance and a risk whenever you try to do that. You're giving up a little bit of ground to try and reverse it, take it the other way. But if you're able to get the edge there, you're off to the races.
Yeah, exactly. All right, with the lead and the ball, own end. I think they'll try to keep it on the ground. That would be what I would do.
From the 27-yard line, they do. No, they fake it. Now the throw deep to the right side, and the catch is made. Joseph Costanzo.
What a great pass. Put it high in the air so the receiver could run under it. Perfectly executed play. Good thing they didn't listen to the announcer.
That's true, yeah. He got me on the fake. I thought he gave it to Catrone. It was a fake. And then he finds Costanzo deep on the right side. That puts him into Benet Academy territory at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. The snap, this time he does give it to the back, who brings it across the 35 and still going out near the 30. Good second effort. And some tough yards on the ground once again for St. Patrick.
A little bit of brotherly shoving down the field to get past that first down marker. So in just 2 plays, they've gone about 40 yards?
Anthony Catrone already in triple digits on the ground. Big run there. It's another first down. Now from the 29 of Benet Academy. This would be a gut punch to see the Shamrocks run right down the field after you just scored if you're Benet. Taking time, barking instructions is Gavin Gardner, the junior quarterback. He has the snap. It's another give. Catrone up the middle, has a seam. No one in front. He's in for 6.
You couldn't have said it better, a gut punch. Now you're down by 2 scores, a bunch less time, right up the middle. This running back is so tough to bring down.
And that was a true gut punch, right up the gut, right through the seam and in. He may have gone untouched right up the middle after some tough yards on the previous run.
Yeah, you had some foreshadowing on that call, that's for sure. I think if he was wearing a flag, he would have gotten through too.
So the Shamrocks extend their lead. It's 38-24, awaiting the extra point try.
Now, the fun thing about that is Benet has the ball, right, down by 2 scores. You know they're going to air it out. Let's see if they throw it deep some more. Clevenger with a real strong arm. You just never know.
Costanzo kicks it up and through. He had a big reception on that drive. That brought the St. Patrick offense into Benet Academy territory, and then it ends with a big run by Anthony Catrone. 39-24, Shamrocks in front.
Yeah, remember that energy and tone comment. Yeah, obviously, that matters.
It certainly does. And a big chance, how would it be? First season at the helm for Tom Zibikowski to potentially win the conference. They'll set themselves up for that if they hold on here tonight.
Well, obviously he knows what he's doing, and he's showing it tonight. It's amazing what good coaching can do, when you know what you're doing.
Certainly can. He was the safeties coach at the collegiate level, Brown University, last year. He gave that up to come be the head coach for the high school program, come back to the area where he grew up, went to Buffalo Grove High School, then again, of course, went to Notre Dame for his collegiate years, and then on to the NFL. His team in front, 39-24 with 8:02 left in the fourth quarter. A stunned Benet Academy crowd here on homecoming night. St. Patrick on their end, they won their homecoming game. That was against DePaul a couple of weeks ago in what was a thriller in that game as the return for Benet Academy finding a seam up the middle. And a decent return for Diamede brings it across the 30 for Benet Academy.
Now they're going to have to score quickly because if they score with too much time going by, obviously St. Patrick's going to get the ball and they're going to be able to run out some of that clock. So I don't think you're going to see too many runs. The question is, are you going to see too many shorter passes? Since that last pass is over the top and for a touchdown, I got to believe they're going to try that again.
Benet Academy breaks the huddle. They were huddled up at the sideline, going over the instructions and how they want to attack this St. Patrick defense. They had a quick touchdown drive the last time that ended with the second touchdown grab for receiver Luca Diamede.
Yeah, it's easy to say they need a touchdown, but the question is, how do you attain that touchdown?
That is what Ben Clevenger and company will try to solve. From the gun, the QB looking to his right, firing that way. Doyle is open on the sideline. He's got it! Inside the 35-yard line of St. Patrick territory.
Somewhere the defensive backs are, there's a coach out there that's saying you cannot let these receivers get behind you when you're ahead by 2 touchdowns late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's the 2 senior receivers, rather one senior, one junior. The junior, Luca Diamede, and the senior in Luke Doyle. Those are the 2 Clevenger is looking their way.
Yeah, now they're at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a 30-yard pass for a touchdown if they want to keep it that way. So we'll see if Clevenger continues to go downfield like this.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line of the Shamrocks. From the gun is Clevenger. He's got it looking to his left, now toward the middle, fires toward the end zone, toward Doyle. He's tripped up, and a flag comes in.
He looked like he went down. I don't know if he was really tripped up. I mean, I think he's got a little bit of Patrick Mahomes in him on that play, but nonetheless, over the middle, he did get tripped up. The flag came out, and the ball's going to be down, 15 yards upfield now. So what's that, the 29? So at the 14-yard line is where the ball's going to go.
After the automatic first down on the pass interference call.
That ball was not going to be caught either, and hence why probably Doyle hit the deck.
Yeah, it looked like it was likely to be overthrown. Doyle has excellent speed, but not sure if he was catching up to that one in the end zone.
Yeah, it was kind of a frozen rope just ahead of him a little bit.
But now set up well. The offense from the 15-yard line make it the 14 where they'll snap it from. Clevenger looks left, throws right. The catch is made. And that is Salvino, who is tackled immediately. Short gain on the play of about 3.
Yeah, this little bit of pass protection here would go a long way. That was a check down pass. I felt like he had time. He could have waited for somebody to get more open than that, or that was actually the planned play. It looked to me like a check down pass, though.
Ball at the 11-yard line.
So I'm thinking you get a few passes into the end zone here. 2nd and 6. So you can still get a first down.
Yeah, give Salvino a gain of 4 on that last grab for the back. He's to the right of Clevenger in the backfield. From the gun, Doyle in motion. Along with the tight end, Tyler Lakis. And now they hand it off to Salvino. Rather, Clevenger kept it himself. Goes to the right. He's tackled for a loss.
Yeah, and they're not going to kick a field goal here, I wouldn't think. Down 15 points, they're going to have to go for it. So 3rd and long, but I'm still thinking throw the ball into the end zone, even if it has to be a jump ball for Doyle. Doyle can jump the defender and get the touchdown that way.
Ball's at the 12-yard line. You can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Have to get the ball to about the 4-yard line to move the sticks.
Maybe a deep crossing pattern. 3 receivers to the left. Left side throw. We'll see.
Diamede, the lone man, to the near side. Looking that way. The throw to Diamede. It's behind him. Incomplete. He was open on the slant.
He was open and absolutely thrown behind him. But we don't know when that happens. Clevenger has terrific aim, right? But maybe there was a hand in his face where if he had thrown it there, it hits the hand, so you have to throw it behind the hand. And that obviously that was also behind the receiver. But now, big play, 4th down. This isn't just a little big play in the middle of the game. This is a big play. Of course, it's easy for us to say, right? So what are they going to call? They need to get at least 7 yards. So you don't have to throw it in the end zone necessarily. So you have to put a couple receivers in the end zone and somebody coming down across the middle down underneath. See what they call.
Keep an eye on Diamede. He's covered by Giovanni Vega, the 5'7" senior defensive back. Diamede's 6'2", so he has the height advantage. He's already caught 1 touchdown pass over the top, 2 touchdowns on the day. But Clevenger rolls to the opposite side, throws low, short hop to the far side, incomplete. He was looking that time for Ben Albert, and it's 4th down.
And that's the disease of being on the right side of the hash mark. He had to roll left to get to the wide side of the field, and that's a harder throw to roll left. And if you're a right-handed passer, that ball was thrown low into the corner, and unfortunately, it not complete means it's a turnover.
Correction, yeah, that is turnover on down, so St. Patrick comes up with the big stop on the 4th down after it looked like a nice drive going for Benet Academy.
And Benet did what they needed to do. They went downfield quickly with a few pass plays, right? Okay, so now it's going to take, 4 downs to get the ball back if they can get the ball back, and they got to run downfield 2 more times to get back in the game.
6:06 left in the 4th quarter. A handoff give to Catrone. He tries the right side and is brought back, eventually thrown to the ground in his own end zone. Goes palms up. He wants a flag for continuing to go through the tackle defensively by Benet.
Yeah, he was absolutely stopped, and then the whistle doesn't happen, so the defense continues to push him back, and then there's just too much momentum. 2nd and 10, clock running.
Ball at the 12-yard line for the Shamrocks, who lead 39-24, under 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
With the 3 receiver set, right, I'm thinking they're still going to keep running. I feel like those receivers are just taking defenders out of the box, so it makes it easier to gain yards on the ground.
Keeping the ball on the ground has been the recipe of success for the Shamrocks in this second half.
Yeah, and I think that was the adjustment we think they made at halftime.
They throw this time. Catch is made. Hennessy, he's out across the 15-yard line where he's eventually brought down. Good pickup on 2nd down.
That was a well-orchestrated play, right? You had a little bit of a pick or a block, but you're only a yard downfield, so that's why it's not pass interference, right? Then you catch the ball. The block is there and, gained, 5 yards on it? I was surprised they went to the air still, especially a cross-field pass like that. If you can read that and get past that screen, it's a good time for an interception. But who would have thought they would have thrown it then?
Yeah, they do complete it, and it will be a gain of 4 officially. Ball out to the 16-yard line. It's 3rd and 6. Maybe just trying to set up a more manageable gain on the ground now.
Yeah, Benet, though, if they make this stop, there's going to be a punt. And they have shown that they can move the ball downfield. You get a touchdown quickly. Maybe you have to kick it onside if you don't have enough timeouts to get the ball back. So, it's not over yet.
So we have a timeout, so St. Patrick can discuss exactly how they want to attack this 3rd and 6 play coming up. 16-yard line on their own end.
I think most teams would run it and then punt it and then say, okay, you're not going to score on me twice with this little amount of time left. But let's see. They've been aggressive in the air.
Less than 5 minutes in the 4th quarter remaining.
One thing we know it's not 4-down territory here, I wouldn't think.
Not this close to your own end zone. That would be very gutsy. Right now, though, 3rd and 6. Gardner from the gun. He gives no fakes. Now throws complete. Sean Kelly with plenty of room to run across midfield. Cuts over to his right. 30, 25, 20, 20. And he is in for the touchdown. They fake it, go to Sean Kelly, the tight end, and he takes it all the way for the score. and a touchdown for St. Patrick.
What a great play call. I think some NFL teams should look at that play call. You know, it's an obvious running situation, right? But they threw it over the middle. Nobody guarded the tight end. And I love that run, that cutback on there. This is terrific field vision. Nobody was on the right, so he cut to the right. You know, if he kept going straight, he would have been tackled, which wouldn't have been so bad. Clock would be ticking. You're still up by 2 scores, but what a great run.
There was a flag on the play. It was against Benet Academy, so the touchdown stands. 45-24.
You know, anytime you put 45 points on Benet, you've done a job.
And that might be the dagger to this Red Wings chance here tonight. Under 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I think what's more severe than a dagger.
Costanzo with the extra point try. It's good. After an 84-yard touchdown reception, it was Kelly who took it all the way home. Sean Kelly, the tight end, senior, he brings it all the way in, and it is all Shamrocks in this second half.
Boy, you'd like to see those passing stats after somebody does an 84-yard touchdown pass like that. The stats are going to really jump out at you. Wow, all these yards passing. Well, that kind of play will absolutely pad those stats.
Gardner had just 41 passing yards in the first half. He more than doubled it on that reception alone.
Right, on that one play. But it was such a well-orchestrated play. It kind of reminds me of that, 4th and 1 at midfield, and it was able to barge through, the line and then get a 50-yard touchdown run.
And after the run game had been much of the success, they fake the run, go with the play action once again. And that's where they had Sean Kelly, the tight end, wide open, plenty of room to run. And you mentioned it, the route he took to get to the end zone, cutting back, cut back to the right, and that's all he needed.
And wide open. Again, we said earlier, the easiest touchdown catch ever. Well, this one, you just got to make sure you don't drop this pass. It was going to be a first down. Just keep going. And he had a good amount of speed, broke it to the outside. Nobody could catch him at that angle. Just good, terrific field vision while he's running.
A 22-point lead for St. Patrick. Benet Academy back to return. They need quick scores. So they trail by more than 3 scores. Well, 3 scores, but they'll need a 2-point try at some point.
Well, we'll see how creative they are when they get the ball back. They're not going to lay down and die here, so we'll see what does happen.
Diamede with it, takes it to the right side across the 40. Good field position for Benet Academy, trailing by 22 with 4:41 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're Benet, you're still going to try to throw deep. Forget the short passes. Don't check down. Every down, you have 4 tries to get the ball, 10 yards or more downfield. Kick it onside once or twice. I mean, you're going to try to score onside, but they're not going to just run this game out. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep the foot on the gas. And if you don't win this game, you're still exercising your offense for next week.
As you mentioned earlier, the winner of this game is in prime position in conference play, but there is still a chance both these teams could end up in the postseason.
Yeah, I would guess that. They're just too good, both teams.
Clevenger back to pass. He steps up, now tucks in himself across the 45, angling to his left side. He's brought down on the play by Eamon Kelly, the linebacker. Pickup of about 5.
Yeah, I wonder if Kelly was kind of spying the run on that. Didn't look like he was covering anybody. He was just kind of midfield, and then when Clevenger took off, he took the right angle to get him.
As we have a second down coming up. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball at the 47-yard line of Benet Academy as they're getting the call from the sideline. Now going back to line up for this play. Clock ticks under 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. 3-score game, 46-24. Clevenger rolls to his right, throws to that direction, incomplete. He was looking for Ben Albert. It'll bring up 3rd down, and let's send it to Sylvester Brady with a field report.
Yeah, here for Benet, it's going to be all about the Clevengers. Jack is going to be out with a shoulder for the rest of the game. That shoulder is in a slink right now, so he's going to be out. And then as far as Ben, they're going to try and use his arm to try and field this comeback that they are going on. And then we asked about the offense of the Shamrocks, if they could put together full drives. How about this? They have scored on every drive they have had in the second half. So the answer to that question was an emphatic yes.
It has been quite a turnaround for St. Patrick as Clevenger to pass, using that arm. Like you said, Sylvester, the pass downfield looking for Doyle. A little bit of a shove to his defender, Emmanuel Day. Maybe some frustration from the senior, but it falls incomplete, 4th and 6.
Yeah, I like, though, that there was no penalty called on that play. Yes, there was a shove from behind, but more importantly, from St. Patrick's perspective, they stayed deep. They didn't let the receiver get behind him. Now, they had a couple of passes that they learned their lesson on that they'll take forward the rest of the season, but Doyle could not get behind them on that play.
4th and 6. Benet Academy needs bundles of points here in this fourth quarter.
Well, on this play, you know that they're going to just get the 6-yard gain if they can, and it should be open because you got to guard the deep receivers here.
Need to get the first down. Have to get it to the 47-yard line. Throw to the right side, nobody home, and the pass is intercepted.
A circus catch on the sideline, both feet in, while he's falling out of bounds, cradled the ball, just a great interception, right? So that's, you were talking about daggers. This is more like a samurai sword now.
They just cut him in half with that one. The pass intended for John Erickson. He was the closest man. He continued downfield on the deep ball, and only the defender, Giovanni Vega, came back for it. And as you said, toe-tap catch along the sideline for the pick.
Yeah, obviously Clevenger didn't see the wide-open receiver behind the defense yet again, right? But just threw it up essentially for grabs, knowing that, well, if you take the sack, that's not going to work. At least put it up in the air and somebody can go back to it. But I was a little surprised he put air under the ball at all. I mean, if you throw it deep and have somebody down on a check down, you get your first down, you keep on moving. But he also knew if they get the first down, you still got to get 3 touchdowns with under 4 minutes. So it was a tough haul here.
Yeah, just 3:37 left in the fourth quarter. It's 46-24. St. Patrick in front on the road here on homecoming night as Miranda takes the handoff and rumbles forward for a good, solid first down game on the first down carry.
Well, all they're interested in doing here is using up the clock, ending the game. They've only got, 3 minutes to burn, so a first down, maybe 2, depending on how quick they get them. But you got to give a lot of credit, too, for Benet. They're trying their absolute hardest here. It's not like they're giving it up or anything like that. So credit to even the team that's not winning.
That was a 5-yard gain on the first down carry. Ball at the 42-yard line of St. Patrick, 2nd and 5. 46-24. It's a 22-point Shamrock lead. They're going to let the clock continue to run, waste as much time as they can before snapping the ball. Gardner now takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throwing deep to the right side, and it's incomplete, looking for Joseph Costanzo, heavily covered on the far sideline.
Very aggressive throw. Again, I just never would have made that play call. It's going to now be 3rd and 5. So now you got to get a first down on the ground. If it were me, I would have run it twice, get it close to the first down marker. That's just what I would have done, okay, but an aggressive play call, thrown downfield, so maybe if they do pass on this play to get a first down, the shorter receivers will be open. And of course, you're up by 3 scores, so you're not too worried about an interception or if something else bad happens.
Exactly, and the 3-score lead could also be a reason why they chose to pass, as this time they do hand it off. And trying that left side, short gain on the play for Jaden Miranda.
Yeah, now again, I would punt. Looks like the punting unit is coming on.
Brings up 4th down, 4th and about 4, but yeah, no question here. You're going to punt on your own side. Big, comfortable lead for St. Patrick. But my point I was going to, a reason why they may have gone for the pass is just to try some things out. You have a comfortable lead now, a good opponent, a conference opponent in Benet Academy. Maybe try some things out that you might break out in future games.
I think that's what you just said there is so underrated. I think coaches absolutely, we're not necessarily trying to run the score. We're trying to exercise our offense and try different things, see what works, put it on video and see who didn't make the right block. It's not always you're trying to run up the score. You're trying to figure out how to win the next game too, and you use up valuable time if you don't stay aggressive.
As the punt from Aiden Lyons goes deep into Benet Academy territory, then takes a St. Patrick bounce, rolls inside the 10 before it's finally down right around the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be a long field for Benet Academy, trailing by 3 scores with about a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say I think we'll see 2 running plays and then the game. But what a fun game. It was very, very, very competitive the whole time, even as the lead, continued to grow, because Benet wasn't willing to give up and throw in the towel. It was just a fun, entertaining game. Unfortunately for Benet, they're not going to win this one.
Benet Academy again won last season's battle against St. Patrick 49-30. But it's the Shamrocks who have a 46-24 lead with just a minute 29 left on the clock, in prime position to be the last undefeated team in this conference. This was a battle of two 1-0 conference teams in the Chicago Catholic League, the East Suburban Catholic Conference, and it looks like it'll be the Shamrocks who come away 2-0 when all is said and done. Clevenger hands off. It is a run to the left side. Good call, Bob. You called that handoff on the play. That's exactly what happened. Short gain of about 2, second down.
This whole game felt like two heavyweight boxers fighting, right? Two first-place teams fighting. Both teams were the same exact identical records, 1-0 and 3-2 overall, and just was, somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and it wasn't bad luck on either side. It was just a well-played game for both teams. I mean, Bennett's going to walk away and say, well, if we had only executed this, we could have done that. But it was just a well-played game by both teams.
It was St. Patrick who scored first. They took the early lead as another handoff to Salvino going right up the gut. He picks up a short gain on the play. It'll bring up third down, under a minute left on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. 46-24, St. Patrick in front. Again, they took the early lead. Then Benet Academy stormed in front. It was Benet Academy who took a touchdown lead into the half, and then it was all St. Patrick here in the second half.
Yeah, it's all about those second half adjustments that I talked about at halftime. In this case, they went to the ground game, and they're not going to run the last play, it looks like. So it's a very, very good win, well-earned win for St. Patrick.
As that will do it, the clock will tick down on the game clock, and it is the St. Patrick Shamrocks who pick up the victory, spoil Benet Academy's homecoming night. The Shamrocks now 4-2 on the year. They're 2-0 in conference play, dropping Benet Academy to 3-3, 1-1 in the conference. 46-24 is your final score here from Benet Academy at Benedictine University. I'm Brandon Januska. I'd like to thank Bob Vilsoe, my partner on the broadcast, and of course our field reporter Sylvester Brady. We'll have our post-game interview coming your way shortly, so don't go away. But it's again the Shamrocks over the Red Wings, 46-24 here in this one, as a stunned Benet Academy crowd heads toward the parking lot here tonight. This was IHSA Football on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway, a 2-on-0, a shot, and a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Brandon Januska, I'm joined now by running back of St. Patrick, Anthony Catrone, senior back. And what a big game for you guys here today. You improved to 2-0 in the conference after a 46-24 win over Benet Academy. First for the team, how important was this big win tonight?
This was everything. I mean, that we lost early to Yorkville, and I was nervous about the season. But we came back, we came out strong. We started off 3-2 after that loss to Butler Rice. We needed a big win, and we bounced back, and we proved that we're still best in the conference.
Yeah, you said you guys bounced back, and how were you guys able to bounce back just from the first half to the second half? It seemed like you guys really relied more on yourself and the run game coming out of halftime. Was that the approach? Did you guys see something defensively?
The approach going in the game was to attack their DBs. On film, they did not look the best. We started off in quads, and it didn't really work that well. So at halftime, same situation as DePaul, down a touchdown. We went in, we said we were going to punch it down their throat, and that's exactly what we did.
169 yards on the ground for you, 3 touchdowns on the night. You're a senior. You've been in this program for a little while now. Your experience, how has it been? How has the shift been with Zibikowski now at the helm?
Last year, I broke my leg. I wasn't able to play all season. I was out the whole year, and I only played 1 game, and it was a rough game. And we came out. I feel like the culture was really bad last year. Coach Zibikowski came in on no BS. He came in. He made us come in 5 in the morning at like 3 times a week, and that really built a culture. It really pulled us together over the summer all the time. He really just built us together, and that's why we were able to come back and stick together through those ups and downs.
Yeah, well, it's been a great turnaround for the program. You've already doubled the win total from the last 2 years. You've matched the last 2 years combined with those 4 victories, and still plenty of time to add on.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. We're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to show everybody that we're serious about this.
Well, best of luck on the rest of the year.
Thank you.
That's Anthony Catrone, running back for the St. Patrick Shamrocks, who defeat Benet Academy here tonight. 46-24 is the final score.